respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing, but you know what? I think we're seeing, I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they feel like everything was going their way, but right now everything is not. Lobokam's still picking up the man advantage. Trim's going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart, and Lionheart lays him out. Now Auto takes down Lane to Jordan, and Globocam grab the next round very.
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RPT will go down. Lego finding 2 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Gucci picks up 2 coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to.
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal misstep. Drake is coming from direction, from total direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does, and the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off the Drake and Res at the same time. But Drake is taking down the ban, giving the 5 bars to the.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing 2 from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Toold able to grab loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Toold has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing, but you know what? I think we're seeing, I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way, but right now everything is not. Globocam's still picking up the man advantage. Trim's going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart, and Lionheart lays him out. Now Auto takes down Lane to Jordan, and Globocam grab the next round very.
Finding so and making a rotation, a pretty brave one nonetheless. And what is good?
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RPT will go down. Lego finding 2 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Gucci picks up 2 coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to.
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drake is coming from direction, from total direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does, and the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off the Drake and Res at the same time. But Drake is taking down the ban, giving the
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing two from Armageddon early. The shot coming back, almost tagging Noman. Tool able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Tool has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing, but you know what? I think we're seeing, and I think they're executing better because of it. They're keeping too intense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like it was going their way. But right now, everything is not going to start picking up the man advantage. Trip's going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart. Lionheart lays him out. Now Auto takes down Landon Jordan, and Global can grab the next round very.
Oh man, this could be so much anxiety. Hitman. Oh, Axe is picking up one, picking up two. Axe is on objective to tablet out. This is it. He's gonna type. He's pacifist. Take
He goes around. He's gonna get caught up by Zero. Now without taking down him, creating a flying boost will keep on taking both of this. Everyone's gonna make their move onto objective here. Wilson finding Zero, making a rotation. Pretty great one nonetheless.
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Gucci picks up two coming up the stairs with their back facing him. And the upstairs defense continues to
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. It's coming from the right. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. As the uplink is open, now the ban has to face off with Raiden and Res at the same time. But the straight is taken down the ban, giving the 5 balls.
But back into the action, and the free fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing two from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Tool able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Tool has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punch.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Onward Master League. My name is TFH. I am joined by my good friend, former teammate, and fellow caster. Almost said Zandria there. SnooperFax. I've been casting with Zandria way too much. Been casting with Zandria way too much, man. Can never
that's
get
all
enough
right.
of him. No, he's great. No, but I'm here with SnooperFax today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's Saturday, right after Valentine's. You know, waking up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. How are you doing?
Today's usually the brokest day for any man with a lady by their side, or another man, you know. But
Single guys can get in it too.
yeah, single guys can
Valentine's
get
Day
in
is
it.
a fun time for single guys.
Luckily, I've dodged it all, so I've been casting, and I'm not broke because of that. Put it that way. But anyways, going into the bans now. Snooper, what you got for me?
We have FOU is going to ban Cargo, and then of course BRSEK is going to ban Tanker. So it looks like a lot of smaller maps are getting, or close quarters maps are getting banned. They're going to go for some of those longer range maps. So I've never seen these teams play on the longer range maps, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, FOU has been around as long as I've been around in League, which has been since Season 4. I've never really played them because, well, European.
Yeah, I've done a few practice casts with them, but like I've never seen them go, like, they've usually done pretty well on cargo. So I'm a little confused as to why they banned it, but let's see.
Might be the status, the stats that Berserk has on cargo as well. Might just be looking really good for Berserk, and they just don't want to deal with that. But both maps are close range maps that are being banned.
Definitely. I mean, it could just be the European style. They like those those long range, slower maps. Not trying to stereotype any region.
Oh, we totally are.
we know how we like to play. Us Americans like close quarters.
We've been doing this for way too long. The EU play style is definitely slower, with some exceptions. You see some teams kind of crack out the quick whip, but typically whenever we cast like beginners or boss fight, we'll see a little bit of aggression at the beginning, a lot of setting up in the middle, and then a massive push at the end, like in the final like minute or 30 seconds, depending on the map. So definitely always a fun cast to watch in the EU time zone, and it works for me because I've got a game later today. So.
Well, good luck on that game.
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking at the stats of both our teams. Berserk currently on Tanker hasn't won, so it looks like that's probably why they banned it. You know, they have a 0% rating of wins on Tanker, so you might as well ban your worst map. And then on the French Onward Union, they've not played cargo this season, so we don't have any stats for them. Like I said, I've seen them do good work on it, so I'm a little confused. They usually do pretty well on their close range cargo action.
So I fixed the bans really quick. I had them mixed up. Cargo's been banned by Tank. Cargo's been banned by Tanker. I almost said that. By Berserk, and French Onward Union has banned Cargo.
Really?
No, you were right. I messed it up on my deck. It's not an easy job, people. But we will be trying to get you into the action ASAP once we see the lobby come up here. There is a Berserk lobby up, but it does not give us the ability to spectate it. Obviously, that's a no bueno. Match should have started about 5 minutes ago, our time. Granted, y'all are seeing us on a 6-minute delay, so I don't feel like doing the math there.
Yeah. This may be a few minutes before we get into the game because they definitely have to remake that lobby.
And in the meantime, I'm going to throw us to an intermission, so everyone just hang tight. We'll get you as much information and get it to you as soon as possible. Take care.
Cut him now. As the smokes come out, will they help? The approach is happening right now.
Oh man, this could be so much anxiety.
Playing along with Rookie. Trying to hit us the first one down, but takes them all down.
One seat! Ooh, these nades. Hitman. Oh, Axe is picking up one, picking up two. Thomas is on objective. Axis is on objective to tablet out. This is it. He's gonna type. He's pacifist. Take the.
Maybe the birds here. He goes around. He's gonna get caught up by Zero, but not without taking down birds, creating a problem for one thing with both yes. Everyone's beginning to make their move onto objective here. Milman finding Zero, making a rotation. Pretty brave one nonetheless. What is going on?
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Hoochie picks up 2 coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to.
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drayton is coming from totally different direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. And the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off with Drayton and Res at the same time. But Trey is taking down the ban. Giving for 5 horsemen.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing 2 from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Tool able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Tool has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing. But you know what? I think we're seeing, and I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way. But right now, everything is not. Globalkim's still picking up the man advantage. Tripp's going to be able to leave things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart, and Lionheart lays him out. Now Otto takes down Lane and Jordan, and Globalkim ran the next round very good.
Oh man, this could be so much anxiety.
Taking down drones and creating a crowd for zero, wanting to go for the res. Everyone's going to make their move onto objective here. Broken, finding zero, making a rotation. Great one nonetheless. What is going
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Gucci picks up 2 coming up the stairs with their backs facing him. And the upstairs defense continues to
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out energy. This could be a fatal mistake. Raven is coming from direction, from total direction. Res doesn't seem to see the energy. But now he does. And the uplink's open. Now the ban has to face up with Draven and Res at the same time. But Trade is taking down the ban. Giving the 5 bars limit.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing 2 from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Toold able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Toold has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing. But you know what? I think we're seeing, and I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way. But right now, everything is not. Globalkim's still picking up the man advantage. Trip going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart, and Lionheart lays him out. Now, Otto takes.
All right, we're back into it. I was muted there for a second. Sorry for that awkward pause, but I can tell you for a fact that our first map words is going to be Downfall.
Yeah, it's a nice long map. Perfect for the European play style of slow crouching where you can't see them, hiding in the hills and sniping.
All right, just before
Pretty much what we're going to see.
Before we get started here, let's go through the rosters here on the BRSEK side, unless it's Berserk. I don't. Oh, but that's not how you pronounce Berserk. Whatever. We got.
Are we supposed to say it a different way?
No.
Like, is it like virality where it's like?
BRSEK.
Okay.
We'll just say BRSEK. It sounds.
Well,
Russian.
if anyone knows, please let us know of the phonetics of this word because
Yes.
we're a little confused.
Yeah, we are too.
But we assume it's Berserk, just spelled.
BRSEK. You can just say
Yeah.
BRSEK. But we got Partisan Dentist. Young P. It cuts off there. And Tankist. On the French Onward Union side, we got Picasso, Toxic Kills, Galaxy, Matthew, and Bagcool, and it cuts off again. So
It's Bagul.
Bagul,
I think that's
okay.
just it.
I think it's it. Okay.
Yeah, I've done a few practice casts on the FOU guys, and they're pretty good at what they do. They understand the game. They know the corners. They know the picks. Will they make mistakes? Yes, but every team makes mistakes. I mean, who doesn't these days? I've never seen Berserk play. Like, I've never seen any of them play, but here's our first map, our
Yeah.
first round.
I've seen them around in lobbies. I've not seen them around as a team. So it'll be definitely a first experience for me personally, seeing them play. We will be spawning in on the FOU side here. Lucky for you, unlike the last map where I didn't know any German, I know a little bit of French, so
Oh, you're gonna have to be our translator.
I only know a very little bit. We got a very conservative defense coming out of FOU here, where everyone's just kind of chilling out in this building here, trying not to be seen, and wait for the enemy to make their final approach on round one.
Currently watching the Berserk's north approach coming in through the east. They spawned in over on the hills behind the 2-story, over near the, I guess, north 3-story. Complicated callouts there. But Partisan and is headed over to the canyon. Interesting play. We'll see if they can actually make it through the canyon without getting picked off. There's someone definitely up in White House. Tox Kills is perfectly positioned for a pick on this.
Yeah, being able to control these North Marsoc buildings here is such a crucial. It's such a crucial point of this objective. It basically secures that you have free reign to enter the basement of this building and prevent any kind of rotation coming out from any other building. It's so crucial.
Yeah, it splits the defending team in half, and you have to defend both sides of that objective. Remember, you can cap from the basement, you can cap from the little dark room by dumpster.
And Tankus is going to take a couple shots here off the bat. He won't be able to find purchase on that, unfortunately.
I'd define those as pot shots. Perhaps maybe he saw something move.
Yeah,
but
shoot anything that moves. That's a
Yeah.
good strategy. Especially when you have a full team up.
I'd support it more if you had like an LMG, something with a little more ammo, but
Your wishes come true. Partisan does have an LMG.
yeah. I mean, the Partisan does have the LMG, so Partisan's doing what I think is the correct thing an LMG person to be doing. You know, hitting the likely places, being a distraction, per se, drawing attention. Don't waste a fourth of your ammo trying to draw attention. And then, of course, there's Toxic Kills taking down Ree in the canyon. Well, I mean, he was out in the open. There was no place to hide in the canyon, and Toxic Kills is tucked up inside the White House.
Yeah, it's such a.
We knew he was going to win that.
It's a very hard approach coming from the canyon here as we listen to Partisan paint a painting on the enemy wall with lead.
He's an LMG gunner after my own heart. He's doing his job.
He's doing his job. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give him a break though. Toxic Kills flying to Partisan, and he's in the White Tower now. He's moved up.
The rest of Berserk is super far back. I mean, they have 3 minutes to get across Downfall. Usually 3 minutes is a decent amount of time to play the map, but on the bigger ones, especially when you're far away from the objective on the attacking team, you need those 3 minutes to actually get there.
And these EU teams barely run, so they're gonna use up a lot more time just getting their transport in, you know?
Yeah, I know. And I can guarantee you, people thought I was being biased, saying the EU does slow play, but
No, it's true.
Here we are.
I completely agree with you. An EU match. Whenever I schedule myself for an EU match, I always have to look like maybe like 2, maybe 3 hours ahead to make sure that I'm free.
Yeah.
Even though they don't normally take that long, but I've had common instances where my record cast, just time has been EU.
Well, yeah, the EU definitely has some long games, but we can't be hating on them all the time. There's been some super, super long North American games where they played 7 rounds each map, and yeah, I don't wish that on anyone.
I think as the league begins to kind of incorporate, playing between both, EU, NA, and AU, or Australian, we're kind of beginning to see a bleed of all play styles kind of coming.
Yeah.
And so...
And
Oh, that's smoke.
Sorry, to get back to the game, something weird is happening here. BRSEK has laid down a smoke at the north bungalow, and it seems to have rolled, or perhaps it was placed there intentionally. I wasn't sure what they were doing there.
Yeah, I think it just was placed wrong, and now it's completely smoked the inside of the bungalow. Picasso will go out, or Picasso will find Tankus, and Bagul will find Young Pervert, and now, well, that's CZ.
We'll call him Young P for now.
I think that's
that's a more appropriate name.
Who was a member of Lemon Squad, or I forget, but CZ used to be a very prolific player back in the older days.
To be honest, I don't recognize the name, so.
It's another season 4 name, because I'm an old man. Dentist is gonna make his way up here.
He could do it. I could see him. He's in a great position to do it. Granted, he only has 30 seconds to do
His
it.
position was just given away. Matthew knows exactly where he is because he's just running around. He's not even looking back, but he got lucky. Oh, he did. Nope.
No, he walked in front of the fire and died
I
there.
thought he cleared.
It was bold. Don't get me wrong,
It was
but I
very
think he
bold.
was still gonna.
I
think he was still gonna get shot in the back.
The EU play style is just as bold as the American one. It's just Americans just are impatient, whereas when you see,
Well, I think it's almost an inverse. Like in the beginning, the Americans like to rush in the beginning, take advantage of the, everyone's spreading out. No one's really shooting at each other. Granted, we all know how that turns out once we see each other. But oh, we have a drop.
Ooh. Oh no, he's
there
back.
we go.
I think he reset a team kill.
Oh, is that how we're playing it?
No.
I don't think there was any team kills. I think it was just a drop. Or I don't know.
That was a quick cycle. Well, feels like that he might have accidentally hit back too many times.
It could have just been an accident. But anyways, Americans like to spread out really quickly. Or at least the NA teams. I've noticed that. The attacking team will run off as far as they can, get into some good pick points, take advantage of that speed, get to places they couldn't if they were a little slower. The EU likes to start off slow. Like that full match, the attacking team was sitting, northeast the whole time.
Yeah, and the American play style is all about, riding the momentum, surfing on it, If you got a good movement coming in, keep riding that because you'll catch the enemy off guard. Whereas the EU one is more, let's find the best spots and hold those. It's a lot more strategic and probably something you'd see more in a mil sim. But it works for this game because this game is a mil sim. It's not CS:GO where it's not a Hollywood shooters, I believe was the term is called for games that are a lot more comical in that kind of sense.
Oh.
This is a mil sim. It's more like Arma or Squad, where you got to find these good positions and hold them if you want to be able to get to your objective.
Yeah, and a lot of the kills actually come from ambushes or from places that you're not even looking at. Someone takes advantage of the fact that they can see you and you can't see them, and you're gone.
Now on this
We're
map,
waiting on Partisan.
Yeah, we are. And in this game in particular, or at least on this map in particular, there aren't that many bushes to hold, but there are plenty of terrain contours that you can hold and find pretty decent cover in if you know exactly what you're doing. You'll definitely see a lot of that with this kind of play style in the EU, where people are kind of holding on to these small little ridges, and it's just working for them.
Yeah, and they'll run it right out of sight, right below the hills.
I'm gonna bring you back into the action here as round 2 starts.
Let's take a look at our defender boys.
Yeah, we got BRSEK here on defense now. They were attacking last round. Ree looks like he's gonna make a hard push east. Oh no.
I think they're checking if it's quick spawn, so that...
Yeah. They definitely are, but there is no quick spawn there. I could certify that.
Nope.
It is the north east spawn this time. Still no movement from FOU. Actually, let's just drop it and see what's going on over there. They're only just moving now.
They were having a little powwow, I guess?
Maybe.
I think they're down a player.
Oh, no, they're still up all 5.
Okay, never mind.
Or are they? It shows up as 5 on my screen. I think they had 5. Rez is gonna come out from Bagul as one member of BRSEK is able to find 2, but he's not able to confirm it.
They definitely know where they spawn, so now defense can set up pretty hard against that angle. They just have to worry about flankers, but there aren't any in reality.
It's a little bit harder to flank on this map because there is nowhere near as much cover as, say, when you're on Suburbia or Quarantine, because it's just a bunch of small houses over a really large area, whereas on like Quarantine you have a bunch of big buildings over a slightly smaller area.
Yeah, and there's a lot of, you know, things blocking other things that you can use to get around in Quarantine. Here, that's not the case. The best you got is...
We're talking about that
the
right
hills.
now. Galaxy tried to make that kind of flanking rotation, and he gets
Galaxy
caught out
goes
because
down.
he was in no cover. Right after we were talking about it.
Well, that's the thing. You gotta use your cover intelligently, and a Galaxy just sort of ran out there.
Right. He was not able to see where the Berserk defense was, and he thought he was clear, and it just did not work out for him. They had the sight trained on him, and he got mowed down. I think that's the only way you can describe it.
I mean, the unfortunate thing about these bigger maps is if you have one of the older res headsets, you are at a disadvantage. Like all that cover we're talking about that doesn't exist on this map. Well, if you're 100 meters away from someone on downfall, which is the norm in the beginning, you're not going to see them with an HTC Vive or an original Oculus just because it's a little too blurry.
Yeah, you need that
At that
Pimax or
distance.
Index or the Vive Pro.
And yep, there's our index plug.
Yep. I mean,
Come on, Gaben,
I'm
give us
an
our
index. I'm an Index player, and
Oof.
I love the headset. I definitely do. It's a excellent headset, and it definitely makes like I remember when like screen door was like a huge thing and it would block your view, but the Index, even though it doesn't have that OLED screen, I don't really care too much about that. I don't have a screen door anymore.
Yeah. Well, right now, Bagul, I think, is trying to line up on the second floor of the Valley 3-story. I think he knows there's people in there. He doesn't know where he is, though. I think he's saw CZ running around in there, but CZ's not on the second floor anymore. Definitely some slow play going on, though. Oof.
Here, he's gonna get some fire from. I believe that's from Middle Hotel. Yes, that is from Middle Hotel. Gonna actually just decide to smoke it and try to get to the next point of cover. Oh, he's gonna
This is
use
pretty
the whole
dangerous
speed.
considering they already know where he is. They've already shot at this position. That's gonna get Matthew.
That's
Is
a-
it?
No, that's a.
It didn't.
That's a Molotov.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for the pop.
Yeah, no, it was a Molotov. There's some fire there, man.
It was like just below the ridge where I was looking.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
It's a very interesting push.
I was
FOU.
thinking about it too. Matthew, though, has company with Partisan at that chapel there.
Yeah, the Partisans definitely playing off the chapel very well. Slowing up their push up South Street. Or West Street, if you want to call it that.
And
Now, Picasso is shooting into the second floor of Objective Building where there is no one. So I think they're a little mixed up as to where the enemy is. I don't see any fire going on towards Chapel.
you got back Bahul. Checking. Oh, we're gonna have a fight here at the stairwell. And it's a trade. No one will own the Middle Hotel.
See, here's the problem. They have a guy in White House, and he's essentially doing nothing. He's not even looking this way. So it's Partisan versus... Oh, he is shooting there. And okay, never mind. Forget what I was saying. I'm wrong.
Snooper's wrong.
He proved me wrong. He was listening.
All right, Matthew is gonna have some trouble here as I think Partisan's beginning to look over the. No, he doesn't see him. You might see him now. Oh, but Matthew gets the quick pick on it. What a shot!
I thought he... Oh, wow.
Friendly reminder for me to use my lasers, but they used to spawn.
Is this going to be a cap?
This could be. The smoke is out, and he has his tablet out too. Is he in range? I think he is. Matthew is typing it in. The last remaining member of
He's running out now.
BRSEK is in the White House. He's way too far away. He's got a couple minutes. FOU go up 2 points.
There's the cap. That's the FOU, I know.
Yeah, very strategic. They were able to take out very key points kind of methodically and be able to support their guy in.
Very bold play, if I say so myself, going along West Street like that. Like, they weren't on the inside. They were mostly out of cover, able to be fired on from Chapel, but effectively they kept pushing down. They kept moving.
Yeah, Chapel wasn't peaking nearly as much as it should have. They could have definitely got some good, easy kills, but I think the Chapel just wanted to play closer to the objective, and ultimately that was his downfall because he let people just get way too close to where he was.
I mean, he could have definitely been a bit more bold with the Chapel play, but I don't know. He got a little, like, he wasn't even being pinned down. That's my confusion. Like, he was sort of just sitting there a lot, just sort of waiting on them.
He was peeking out an awkward side for him. Like, he couldn't. That wall, from what I could tell, assuming his height's correct, like, you know how VR can sometimes mess up your height. It was just above his eye level, so there was no way he could comfortably get his gun over.
Yeah, and I guess he was a little shorter than the wall, so that was probably a bit awkward for him too. So we'll see what they do next time. Interesting defense, interesting offense, but the offense pulled it off.
Yeah, no, it's very, very good cap from French Onward Union.
I mean, that play was pretty much textbook, get back to the objective once your team is dead.
Yeah, White Tower is always a bit of a risk. When I was team captain, I never really liked to play it too much because it was always a huge liability. You don't have that many. The issue with White Tower is that it's a great viewing point, but if you're gonna send a sniper up there aren't that many windows to actually shoot someone. You can see where people are at, but you can't really effectively get picks unless you're like Arsenic, who doesn't play anymore, you know. And
well, Arsenic does insane things.
Yeah, he does insane things, but you're then trapped up there when the enemy gets too close because you can't make that rotation, and then boom, you're getting capped on.
Yeah. Well, you're surrounded by basically 50 meters of open territory that you got to run through, and if your team's already been overrun, what's your chances of making it past that?
It's a great position to hold at the beginning of a game, but it's only really effective for the first like minute or so, and then you gotta make a rotation. Shots coming off right off the bat here as Toxic kills.
Yeah.
BRSEK goes down to Toxic kills.
Matthew pushed up real quick.
FOU are immediately taking a bit of a lead here. Shot. Oh, Toxic kills, getting a little bit of fire back, but he will take a bullet, but he won't be going down anytime soon, at least.
FOU's tucked in though.
They are very
all three of them, right on objective.
They are doing the White Tower thing again, and like we said before, that can be a little risky even on this objective as well.
I'd argue though FOU has a better setup. I mean, it's essentially the same thing BRSEK did, but it seems like they're more prepared for the rotation down. And if Tox kills and Bagul are still there, one of them can cover.
Yeah.
So it's not as, you know, crazy as BRSEK had.
I don't see an LMG on either of them. At least I don't think so. But there is definitely the idea of being able to, you know, suppress any position that could cause trouble during this rotation across no man's land here to the objective area.
Well,
Ooh, and a nice pick on the Galaxy from Partisan.
Speaking of LMGs, Tox Kills does have an LMG as a G3.
Oh, okay.
Man after my own heart there.
Partisan. I think he was calling out hotel. I was a little too far away to be understanding French, but I think he was definitely calling out the hotel positions.
Yeah, Tank is just slowly moving up outside of Hotel, trying to get up to what looks like dumpster courtyard. Yeah, he's going to set up in that dumpster area.
It's
Surprised
definitely
Ree hasn't seen him.
It's definitely a good staging area if you're able to take down RSOC towers, which FOU's not even taking, so it's definitely a good staging area just in general in this kind of situation.
Yeah. I'm still surprised Ree hasn't seen White House yet. Like, he hasn't fired back at it yet. He hasn't responded to it yet. He keeps...
Oh,
now he
just
is.
took down Toxic Hill, so White House is no longer a thing. The rotation has to come out here from the remaining member on that hilltop, Bagul.
Yeah, FOU 3. Trying to get in. But with how close Berserk is, it's pretty dangerous.
Oh, Matty U isn't able to get the pick, but they're gonna try to go for the
Picasso wasn't
refrag.
even looking.
Matty U's rotating. He's rotating. Very slowly, but he is rotating. He doesn't have
Tank
to.
is...
Oh, the nade's gonna go through the window. Really make this one. Oh yeah, he's gonna nail it, but Matty U's on.
Oh! It bounced out the window, apparently.
2 nades nowhere near their targets going off here as Matty U tries to get that refrag with the frag.
Oh, Tankus is done, though.
Oh,
Picasso's
but
gonna get him.
Picasso's probably gonna get this here.
It seems like they've forgotten about Picasso completely.
Well, Picasso's
Picasso
getting
revealed his
really
position.
picky.
He shot.
He's getting really peaky here. Well, he's trying to make sure that no one's capping along that wall there, but he does have a friend up on the hill. I don't think he realizes that, who's watching that, which is the one perk of having someone on that hill. But if someone gets behind or gets around, like dodges Bagul on that hill there, is able to get inside. That's a cap as well.
Well, they have a minute 40 to do it. Let's see if they can pull it off. They still haven't remembered Picasso.
Yeah,
They were just in a gunfight with him.
Yeah, 3-on-3 action going on here. Still be anyone's game here as FOU are on the match point for map 1. I think they're still
Really trying, though. They're putting up a good
Hankis
fight.
tries to make a rule. Bagul, it was a nice pick, was able to shut down that capping opportunity. And I think
FOU might take it.
BRSEK, Picasso's rotating pretty far out there. He's in a pretty dangerous spot to be in.
He's dodging bullets.
He gets a nice pick on Dentist.
Well, Dentist was on borrowed time there. He was...
Yeah, he was pretty far out there.
He was dancing bullets for 20 meters there. Like, that was 20 meters too far.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good peak. On Picasso's behalf to be able to just see Dentist and immediately shut that down. Now, Matty, you knows exactly where Ree is. Ree makes the rotation. Oh, and Fool's not looking, but Picasso trades with him and gets...
He did as good as he could, you know.
Yeah.
You're down to 30 seconds. You're surrounded. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
He went in and he traded.
He was not able to get BRSEK on the board there. Still looking for a proper pronunciation there, but
I like BRSEK. It's not Berserk.
BRSEK. And it makes sense because it's Russian.
Yeah, it could be a word in Russian, and this is the phonetic translation in English. I don't know.
I don't know. BRSEK.
But anyways, FOU takes the first map on Downfall. Classic FOU plays, long range, sniping.
Yeah. Definitely some really good positioning. Using 2 people on the hill there actually worked surprisingly well because they were able to shut down that one capping lane that is pretty hard to defend when you're directly on objective inside that dark room. So props to FOU for utilizing that.
Yeah. Well, if we were to compare BRSEK's use of it and FOU's use of it, 90% of the time, the BRSEK player wasn't even looking at the firefight. He was watching Valley the whole time. He was watching, Twins.
He was covering his own ass.
Yeah, the FOU guys, they were in the fight 90% of the time. You know, they were shooting down at 3 stories, shooting down at the street. I mean,
yeah.
What was it? Dentist was dodging bullets half the time from those guys. So there's 2 definite different play styles using the same position. I like to see that.
Well, we're gonna see what map 2 is here, and you are too, because we have a nice little window now with the new casting setup. It's going to be bizarre.
Nice close range map.
Yeah, now
with a little long range play.
my experience with you, and we played together for about a year, I think, right?
Yeah.
You have a mixed relation with this map, right?
I don't like it. In my head, it how to say it? It doesn't confuse me, but it's like I don't exactly know how to play everything. But then, you know, I end up killing people in it.
You're a pretty good player on it for someone who prefers not to play it.
Yeah. I don't know what to say about that. It's just
it's
you know.
just a map that vibes with you spiritually, but not mentally.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a way to put it. I don't know. It's just, you know, if I have to play it, I'll play it well, but I'm not a fan.
Me and Xandria were talking about this before. It's all about battle sense. Your battle sense is just kind of more in tune with it here, even though when you're conscious, your conscious thinking is like, what's going on
I
here?
hate every moment of this map.
But your battle sense is like, I know what's going on. Just follow my gut.
Well, when you're playing Onward, you're always in that situation. If you get into the escapism of it, you know, what would I do to sort of survive in this situation? And, you know, that usually plays out pretty well for me. If I just, you know, let the instinct go and play with that, sure, it'll work. And of course, I also know kind of how to play this map, so those two interact pretty well, and I do okay on it.
Yeah, I kind of
Like
forced
say
you
I'm
to
good at
play
it.
it a bunch of times, but
You did. You're like, hey, Snoop, I know you hate this map, but you need to play it.
Yeah. Well, hey, it works out in the end. You're a good player on
It
this
does.
map, even though you don't
Yeah.
like it. But we're gonna see how
Yeah.
these teams definitely do.
Well, I think FOU will do pretty well. Like I said, I've seen them do pretty well in the close range, and of course, you just saw them in a long range map. So if they ever get into a battle that's in Middle Street or from Kayat to Center Humvee Street, you know, they can shoot. They can hit the targets. I'm a little concerned about BRSEK because they seem to be missing quite a few longer range shots. That's just my observation from Downfall, and that'll probably come back to bite them. They'll probably be better. It is closer range.
There's a lot more hiding holes as well.
Yes, and I mean, especially with this objective. Well, what do we call this objective these days? Citizen Courtyard. I've heard that.
I just call it West or East.
West Courtyard.
East Courtyard.
Yeah. But it's a harder objective to cap, I think, just because you are exposed somewhat no matter how close you get to that objective. Because to get within range, you have to get out of the little alleyway next to the stairs. You gotta get out of the buildings. You gotta get out of the columns, and you can get lit up pretty well. So you gotta make sure you clear this area.
We only have 3 members on each team right now. We got Galaxy, Bagoot, Matthew, Partisan, Ree, and Young Pervert, CZ. I still think it's CZ. I don't know if that's CZ or not. Like the old CZ, old school one. But maybe it's like his country code or something. I don't know, but
until I actually talk to the person and confirm they're who they are, I don't believe anyone is the same person.
Hey man, I'm seeing a bunch of. I saw a bunch of old lemons yesterday. Caltrop came in as a reservist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you don't see people from the old days. What was it? I mean, there's a ton of new people, or a ton of older people coming back into the game. It's just, you know, like, you know how many Lionhearts there are now? Like, there's like 7 of them. Lionheart PC, Lionheart VR, Lionheart. This is nothing against the Lionhearts. It's just,
I mean,
only one of those is, I'm like,
to be fair, none of the names are original because there was Richard the Lionheart back like 1,000 years ago. Not 2,000, obviously, but like 1,000 years ago. Kind of stealing the name from the Great King. I don't know if he's really great or not. I don't know that much about it, but there was a king named Lionheart.
Oh, well,
his nickname was Lionheart, and everyone's kind of just stolen it because they can't come up with original names themselves.
Well, that's Onward though. Like, you don't. I mean, it's the internet. You don't go off handles until you talk to the person. It's like, oh yeah, this is the same person.
I mean, it's funny because I don't really tell this to many people, but my name is stolen too. My real name's actually Calvin. My name's not Todd. It's someone else's name.
Revealing your identity.
I'm gonna get hacked.
This might actually take a few minutes. There might be a timeout being taken.
We got 4 people on each team now, so they're kind of cycling in. Don't know what happened.
Slowly.
Maybe there was like a lobby crash on some of them, and they're kind of reloading in. Like the game completely crashed, and we know how long
I don't
it takes
know.
to load the game.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's being worked on.
Oh yeah, it is.
But as for what we can do right now, we can talk about, I guess, strategies for this objective. What does Fury like to do over there, Todd? You want to reveal some Fury
doesn't have
strats?
strats. What are you talking about?
You just get angry.
Yeah, we just get angry. We usually, for defending this, we usually will stay pretty close to the objective for first bit of the map, and then depending on the situation, we might send a flanker around. But it really depends on what's going on and how it goes down the line. I said this in interviews before on Riot, like you can really only play for the first 2 minutes of any Onward round. After 2 minutes, it all goes to hell. You rely on your instinct more than anything.
Yeah. Especially this objective, if you spread out too far, and they rush, take out your defense on objective, you have 2 or 3 people caught out that have to run 30 seconds in to get back to objective, and by then you're probably getting capped on. So this is a pretty rough objective to actually spread out and defend in a strategic manner. You generally just want to castle up, make sure that it's a really hard time getting through your walls.
Yeah. Being able to put a bunch of people in this corridor is definitely a really nice aspect of this objective to defend from. Like, you can put them in buildings, put them behind sandbags, put them in the garage. And,
you have tons of places you can put people. And, it is camping. We're not going to lie, but that's Onward. It's virtual reality.
Onward's a very campy game. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a mil sim. We talked about this before. And military tactics is just straight up camping.
Yeah. In real life, you're not running around firing an AK at full, blast, getting perfect accuracy. And this is different than that.
Anybody who just runs into their own death, like guns blazing, typically gets a Medal of Honor. We haven't had that many people in like the Iraq War get like the Medal of Honor. So it's like military strategy usually dictates like let's hold good positions and wait it out.
Yeah.
Just straight up camping.
It requires strategy. Like there hasn't been a Rambo in real life.
You don't hear like ISIS or Al Qaeda like complain to us like, oh, the U.S. is camping, they're lagging. They do the same crap too. So.
Oh.
That'd be a funny message though. Like if we got one of those tapes from Osama bin Laden complaining about how the U.S. just camps.
It's just a YouTube video of a drone. They fire a anti-plane missile at it, and then it just like. Just bungee cords back 20 feet. It's like, it lagged out.
U.S. is developing lag technology. how to alter
time travel,
space
it's not
time.
cheating.
Yeah, anything goes in war. Geneva bans it, but we do it anyways. We left our Spotify on.
Yeah, Dante, where's our depleted uranium rounds? Come on.
We have 4 members still up. I'm going to take us to intermission so we can have a quick breather ourselves while nothing is really going on.
Rest of the
we'll
boys.
see you when we come back.
Got him now. The smoke's coming out. Will they help? The approach is happening right now.
Oh man, this could be so much anxiety.
Right along with Rookie. It's the first one down. It takes them all down.
One seat. Ooh, these days. Hitman. Oh, Axe is picking up 1, picking up 2. Is on objective. Axis is on objective to tablet it out. This is it. He's gonna type. He's pacifist. Take the.
Maybe the birds here. He goes around. He's gonna get caught up by Zero. But not without taking down birds, creating a problem with Fontaine with both res. Everyone's going to make their move onto objective here. Finding Zero. making a rotation. A pretty brave one nonetheless. What is going
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Hoochie picks up 2 coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to...
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drayton is coming from totally different direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. And the uplink's open. Now the ban has to face off with Drayton and Res at the same time. But Trey is taking down the ban, giving the 5 horsemen.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing 2 from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Tool able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Tool has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing. But you know what? I think we're seeing. I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game and not really playing like SMC. Now, of course, they'll correct me and say that I'm wrong because I'm sure to them they felt like everything was going their way. But right now, everything is not. Global Kim still picking up the man advantage. Trim's going to be able to even things out there, but he runs right into Lionheart. Lionheart lays him out. Now Otto takes down Lane and Jordan, and Global Kim grab the next round very.
Oh man, this could be so much anxiety.
The first one down.
Oh, Max is picking up 1, picking up 2. Big long objective. Axis is on objective. He travel it out. This is it. He's gonna cut. He's pacifist technique.
He goes around. He's going to get caught up by 0. Now we're not taking down first, creating a problem for keep on taking the day for the res. Everyone's beginning to make their move onto the objective here. Wilden finding 0, making a rotation. Pretty brave one nonetheless. What is good?
Wall looking for Viper. The trade might be coming through. RBT will go down. Lego finding 2-0 on the outside as well, but Viper not ready for that as Gucci picks up 2 coming up the stairs with their backs facing him, and the upstairs defense continues to...
Res coming from behind. Could be taking out Renner G. This could be a fatal mistake. Drayton is coming from totally direction. Res doesn't seem to see Renner G. But now he does. And the uplink is open. Now the ban has to face off with Drayton and Res at the same time. But Trey is taking down the ban, giving the 5 horsemen.
But back into the action, and the pre-fire paying off from Noman and Scooby-Doo, grabbing 2 from Armageddon early. The shots coming back, almost tagging Noman. Tool able to grab Loyalty, and the push is hard on the objective right now. Tool has to respond as one is inside the corner. Killinger's punching in the code, trying to put Captains up 2-0, and he does. The incredibly aggressive push in the center.
Try a little bit something different here and there. Yeah, absolutely. I think the same thing. But you know what? I think we're seeing. I think they're executing better because of it. I think they've been too tense throughout this whole game.
All right, and we're back. We have all 5 members in on the squads. We're going to be seeing this East objective still, obviously. Snooper, based on what you've seen so far, your predictions.
My predictions.
Oh,
I mean,
wise one.
I'm not all hip with the European strats, but I mean, if I had to guess, they'd stick tight. But you know, something surprising could happen, especially with newer teams. Berserk's on defense, so like, it's kind of a wild card kind of thing. You know, they might be so new that they don't know not to do something, and that in and of itself could throw the round.
Yeah, they do have a bunch of newer players. But I do see them practice these lobbies a lot. And Bazaar's like one of those maps in like comp lobbies where people typically stick more to strats than just kind of do their own thing. I think that's what
It's
I
definitely
kind
not
of
a map
observe.
you want to be running around all willy-nilly in.
Yeah,
You want to have some information on where you're going.
It's so easy to get ambushed here.
Yeah.
All right, we will have the quick spawn actually, I believe. Yes, we will.
And this is the spawn on offense that the defense really has to worry about. Granted, it doesn't look like offense is taking advantage of it like they should. If the offense sprints at the objective, you can actually surprise the defense and be there almost at the same time they get to the objective, which is a tough thing to counter, especially against better teams or higher tier teams.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like that's what's happening here.
Mantis here is holding a really nice angle on Madiu and Galaxy. Might be able to get himself a double here if he plays it just right. Doesn't know they're there, I don't think.
No one's really poking out either. That smoke might entice someone.
Yeah.
We got Picasso and Ghoul trying to make it through Center Street, kind of center courtyard area. Ooh, Picasso is now into the alleyway.
It's a little weird because he's not really supported by anybody. This is one where you just need to do a 5-man assault from all angles on if you want to be able to do it properly.
I mean, if I were Picasso, I would hold my position.
Yeah, he does have a really good position.
Wait till... There you go.
Dennis is able to trade with Madiu.
Wait till the engagement happens, and he's virtually invisible right now. Like, if anyone knew he was there, they've probably forgotten about him. Tankus certainly doesn't know he's there. He's distracted by Bagul. So, someone just lit himself on fire.
And a confirmation nade. Oh no, it's a smoke.
Well, Picasso confirmed the kill on whoever lit himself on fire. And I think he knows Ree is there. And Picasso is now giving the BRSEK team something to worry about because they know they have an enemy within their ranks, right in their nest.
Yeah, right. It's definitely a really good place to hold. Galaxy gets a little ambitious there. He's gonna get taken out by Tankius, but Tankius now has given his position away to Picasso. He's kind of looking that way. Shots coming out from Bagul as he confirms Young Pervert, who is trying to go for that res onto his friend there. He gives himself away to the member inside this garage here. Tankius is gonna find himself killed. But Ree's gonna find Picasso, and now we're into a 1v1 situation on objective.
Now, if you missed it, FOU had a drop somewhere along the way.
Oh, that's
Definitely
so
not in the beginning,
sad,
though.
but that doesn't matter to them. They were able to take the first win here.
There you go. That's
That's
FOU's
how it
a
goes.
pretty decent team, and they've certainly gotten really good.
Now having that drop could have been like after someone died, so it might not have affected them, but definitely not ideal to be fighting at a 4v5 situation.
Definitely. I mean, they had 5 there for a little while, I believe. I remember seeing 5 in the beginning. It was definitely after the 15-second mark, so they couldn't do the reset.
Yeah.
For anyone unfamiliar, after 15 seconds after the round begins, if there's a problem, say someone drops, whatever, you can do a reset of the round. And it's the same objectives,
Same
no
spawns.
kills, no deaths, no losses, blah, blah, blah. So,
Yeah.
they couldn't do anything at that point is what I'm
No,
saying.
You can't ask for a round to be redone unless it decides the outcome of the game and someone, like, say, on objective just straight up drops and they get capped on. That is
Yeah, or if
something
there's some
more
controversial
flexible.
call, like say someone was like hiding himself in a wall, which has kind of been a big issue lately,
Yeah.
or you manipulating the terrain, doing something that is essentially illegal play or borderline illegal play, then yeah, okay, maybe some conversations need to be had.
It's typically only flexible toward the end of the game or something where it decides the outcome of the game.
It has to be pretty dire. Early nades are a big one too. but everyone's been pretty good about them so far. A few accidents.
I mean,
They
it's
were
so easy to
legitimate.
catch out because it's audible across the entire map.
Yeah, yeah. You hear explosion, you check the time, it's like, okay. Everyone put your tablet down. Game over.
Another quick spawn's going to come out here for BRSEK this time.
I'm looking at the defense. I'm seeing at least one LMG, a PKM. So that's good.
Spawns
So
have been
Matthew-
lifted. Bad push is going to come out into the middle here.
Now Galaxy... stuck in a railing. FA...
It happens.
That's
it
another
happens.
thing about Bizarre. It's kind of camera hell sometimes.
It's not as bad as Subway or Tanker, though.
Oh, Subway Tanker. Everyone keeps asking for... Anyways. Yeah, FOU Galaxy is watching a position I really like. North Street.
Toxikills finds Pervert. And Pervert was along the, oh, he's going along the south end there. There's actually a pretty...
We're about to have an interaction between Toxikills and Ree. Ree's coming in through center courtyard. Oof! Toxikills, good
Nice
pop
elbow.
out. He could, I don't know if he could hear him. That was perfect time.
Toxikills gets a third one, but he trades. Galaxy finds one along the north. Berserker now down to one man.
Now at this point, I mean there's three other people left. Oof.
And his partisan, and he is...
Oh, it's a FOU has 5 up. Oh.
Yeah, this
I
is
thought they
very
lost one.
decisive.
Yeah,
I
I was
thought-
gonna say the guy watching north should rotate back to objective, but if you got a full team up,
You know what happened? I think Toxikills was down, but he got rest.
that's what happened. But FOU is definitely maintaining the momentum right now.
Toxikills with the 4th one. Ooh, I want to see that score.
Toxikills was just, he was cutting through the whole team. He was just sitting there right on objective, waiting for them to come, just popping out.
While Toxikills did a great job, and I'm obviously not discrediting him when I said this, but I think that was actually more on Berserk's end there, because there was no utility being used there at all. I didn't see a
any
single
nades.
smoke, nade, or flash go off. Not even like a drone or... There was... Lead ain't gonna get you on objective. You could use a shield maybe, but you gotta make some noise. You gotta obscure vision. You gotta get the enemy sweating their pants if you want them to make mistakes. But if you're gonna go up against a team like FOU and expect them to make mistakes that will reveal themselves, you gotta apply the pressure. And just walking up on them is not gonna apply pressure. They're good at those angles.
No, you're not gonna outgun them. You need to use your utility. You need to use your smokes. Even if you're not using them for their intended purposes, use them for a distraction at least.
Yeah.
Don't just walk in there and expect to get the fight, you know.
You can even hold the smoke and just use it to obscure yourself. Maybe make it phase through a wall, or, you know, do something funky with it. But use them. You have them on your loadout. Like, there's no way you're filling up all your loadouts with just gun stuff.
Yeah.
It used to be, I think back in the old days, it used to be, what, 8 points to fill up a loadout? Now it's 9.
Yeah, they gave us 1 extra. I mean, if we're talking old days, there wasn't a point system and everyone had everything.
Just,
Yeah, those were some glorious days. Everyone had body armor and AP rounds. And
oh man, that sounds like a fun time.
Well, it was more like armor because you had to value those 2 mags you had.
Oh yeah. Can't just pre-fire and spray and pray all the time.
No. I remember being tucked up in Downfall a few times, just being like, well, I have 12 shots left.
Next objective we're gonna have here on round 3 is the West Courtyard mini bazaar, to affectionately call it. Mini bazaar. It's so cute. Look at it. It's so cute. Okay, that's enough of that.
Well, this is not my favorite objective, just because it gets a little.
It's not mine either. It's a very weird objective. There's a lot of points you have to defend. There's basically like 4 points you can get capped from, and you got 5 people to defend those. And if you want to have eyes on all 4 of those points, you're using up a lot of manpower just to watch on objectives. So you really can't push out.
Yes. It's. I mean, you want to castle up because that street's hard to cross once the enemy team's on top of you.
Yeah. We will see, just taking a look at the approach here, we're going to see a south approach from BRSEK, which I'm only seeing 4 people on the map, but I think that's because my map's glitched.
Yeah, the UI has been doing that. I'm assuming everyone's still here.
Yeah, agreed.
But a nice slow push from both teams. Nothing really of note. I guess we're about to see an encounter.
Bagul is taking some shots from one of the buildings here. I think it's the one of the archway buildings. He's gonna try to smoke himself out and make him obscured. And actually, the smoke looks really well. It's really well placed. And Young Pervert's gonna go down to Toxicills, holding the north side. Oh, let's see. Oh no, I'm sorry. Toxicills goes down from CZ.
I mean, for all the rounds the Ghoul's putting out, he's not being a distraction. They're not even looking at him.
Tankus finds Matty. FOU are the dwindle here. Member just slid right by the defense. Slipped by Dentist. And now he finds himself sandwiched between Tankus and Dentist. When Tankus goes down, that opens up him. But Galaxy's going to try to fight it out. He loses to Dentist. Dentist gets to reign supreme because he has the high ground, Anakin.
He is reigning supreme, but unfortunately they won't reign supreme very long because Partisan doesn't even know Picasso's there.
Oh yeah, he's having. Oh, he gets it just in time.
Just in time. Dentist comes in.
Oh, they got so lucky here, but now an approach is coming from the far west. Partisan trades, but BRSEK will emerge victorious as no one else was able to back up Bagul.
They get a golf clap. They get a golf clap.
Golf clap, yeah.
Good
golf
job,
clap.
BRSEK.
Good job. Good
That
stuff,
was a good
stuff.
defense. That was a whole different defense than we've seen before.
Yeah, very risky putting one guy up into that alleyway there, but obviously his specific positioning was really key because he's able to watch 2 of those capping points, one outside, one inside.
No matter what happens, they have to encounter that guy and deal with him. Even if that guy doesn't win the fight, his team knows that that's where they're coming from, and it's pretty easy to line up shots. It's hard to cross that street once they're ready for you.
It almost went against them, but because they almost got capped on, and French Union almost took the map right there and then. But luckily,
been pretty pissed.
that little peak there was able to just save BRSEK the map there and the game.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, Dentist wasn't looking at him at all until he decided to glance that way. Oh yes. But I think Partisan would have been more mad if a cap happened there because he was literally feet from the guy.
In a very nice defense, BRSEK take their first point. Maybe they can launch a comeback off of this. This is definitely
it's the second map.
they're definitely
if
playing
they
a lot
can
better
win
on
this map, they can get back in it.
Yeah, they're definitely playing a lot better in this map. Outright, I think they're doing a lot better on these smaller maps. I'm kind of almost sad that they banned Tanker. Because I feel like they would have done really well there.
I don't know. Tanker's kind of like Downfall, where I think it's a more advanced map. You know, it's a different play style than a lot of the other maps. It's darker. You know, there's a lot of windy tunnels that are super close quarters. That
I wouldn't call them windy, but
well, you know what I mean. If you don't know them, they turn
fair
into
enough,
windy mazes,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they turn into these nice long corridors. It's kind of like Downfall, where you've got to be good at transferring to different ranges and then dealing with people in windows and small areas that you can't see. You know.
yeah, I mean, the Tanker tunnels are a little bit easier to learn than say the subway ones.
I just think for a newer team, they're more comfortable just banning it altogether.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's obviously easier than Turbine, which I think is still in rotation this week, but will be removed from rotation next week.
Yeah, and
It's just a shame because I actually really like Turbine, but there's a lot of there's a couple problems with it, like kind of backstage problems. I'll call them.
well, one of it is performance,
Yeah.
especially from lower end rigs.
And you make maps, so you're able to pick out these things a lot better than I am. Even on the well-made maps here, there's some.
It's
things
just
that
a
you
bigger
point
map
out.
with a lot of assets. That's
Yeah.
you know, bigger maps.
And
Lower end rigs are gonna have trouble with them.
the more
But,
assets you have, you obviously, the more performance that is required. Hence why, like, Bizarre is, or I'm sorry, Quarantine is huge with Berserk goes
Yeah,
down to
we gotta get
Bagul.
back to the game.
Yeah, we do. But
We have.
Ooh, Picasso and Tankiest over here. They're getting. Oh, no, I thought he was inside the building. They are still getting pretty close, but not as close as I thought they were.
No, but I think Picasso is gonna take out Tankist.
Yeah, he's not looking that way. It's really hard to kind of keep that way. Oh, Toxic Kills will actually get that kill instead. Oh, they
That was
trade though.
brutal.
They
Well,
trade.
if you, he did shoot. Or he did get a headshot right before he died. So bravo there.
A really good shot, evenly matched in shooting.
Well, I thought he was
capacities.
just gonna get murdered.
Yeah, me too. But it worked out pretty well for them. You know, get taken down, take one down, suicide.
Yeah. Good 1-1 trade.
Doesn't really help your team, but it doesn't really hurt your team. So
No. No, we definitely need.
Ventus is gonna
This
try
is
this approach
CZ.
as well, but he's also in danger, not because of Picasso, but because he's got Bagul watching this building right here. Oh yeah, you can see that laser pointing right at my camera.
Well, see, if I was Berserk, I would wait for CZ to get within range and start engaging.
Yeah, the team strategy here is a little bit lacking. Oh, it's gonna get taken out. Or I'm sorry, Dennis is gonna be taken out by Bagul. And now Berserk is only down to 2 members, while having to take on 4.
Now, this is where I think the difference in strategy comes in, because while I do like to just creep around here sometimes, especially on offense, I think movement is almost more important, especially once you're outnumbered. Like there's Picasso, Mathieu, pretty much all of FOU that's left alive surrounding Partisan right now. And I think if Partisan just started running around, perhaps repositioning himself somewhere else.
Yeah, he's not really going down the best approach, especially. I would say he needs to maybe go south and regroup with his friend who can help him out with the angles.
Yeah.
He's not even checking his
mean-
tablet. I don't even know if he knows that there's only 2 people remaining.
Well, they have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and CZ is within visual range of the objective. Matter of fact, let's go take a look at him. I haven't seen him in a while. Here he is. What are you looking at, CZ?
Still have yet to figure out if that's actually CZ or a nice pick on a Bagul. And now FOU are only
It's a 3v2. I'm surprised they haven't gone for the res yet. I think someone is running for it though. Yeah, it looks like what is that? Galaxy? Yeah, Galaxy is going for it.
Artisan is taking some pot shots. He's not able to find Picasso while he's reloading. Now it's all up to CZ.
He tried to reload out in the open.
And
that was-
FOU got
that
a
was a
res
bad
at some
time.
point, and now they're back up to 4 people with only 1 mobile on BRSEK.
Poor Berserk. It's tough being in a 1v4 situation. Because no matter what, you're going to have 2 to 3 people running at your face once you start shooting.
Yeah. I think it's BRSEK. I think there's like a Russian like historical like kind of like warrior called a BRSEK or something like that.
It doesn't ring any bells for me, so I can't you know, confirm or
This
deny what it
BRSEK
means.
might be able to fly
CZ's
Picasso. Yes, a nice pick. Bringing it
Hey,
down
CZ,
to
CZ could Rambo this, you know.
He could, yeah. He's definitely been
that
doing
was
a
a
good
good
job.
pick.
He looks like he's gonna focus more on the res than on the Rambo.
Well, Rambo only has 45 seconds, so he can't focus too much.
Yeah, he's got to go Rambo here. He can't go res.
Oof, that's an interesting decision. But no one's looking at him. It's pretty much the CZ show right now, guys. Enjoy.
It really is. He gives away his position. He's able to duck back in. He goes for the second kill. He's able to find Matthew. He's on
Matthew's
objective now.
down.
Matthew is right there. He's able to get him. And FOU will take their 3rd point on this map.
He took down 3 FOU on the way out, though. It's a man that deserves respect.
Yeah, that does. That was a really good push from CZ there.
Well, the second guy he killed was through a window, like right in the face.
Yeah.
So
No,
bravo to him. Like that was
that was a really good one.
yes. I
That was really enjoyable to watch, actually, not gonna
Yes.
lie.
I don't like to put bias in my cast, but
We were rooting for
you
him.
there, son.
Yeah, I think everyone was. Like, even like I was kind of rooting for it too. I'd like to stay rooting for it as well, but like, man, that'd be so cool to watch. Like a massive comeback like that when your team is down to like 1 member versus 4 and see someone get a 4-man wipe like that would be
He was
huge.
almost
Should be pretty
there. I
huge.
thought he was gonna get it. Like they were staring at each other for a good 2 seconds. So it's funny in the chat. Trayden's like, "Yeah, this game's taking so slow. Why isn't it?" And it's funny, Trayden. Funny you say that, Mister. Mister, I'm gonna take every round possible to win this game.
Yes, 5 Horsemen play more like the EU people. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, we can't knock the 5 Horsemen too much because they are moving, they are trying. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like they're crawling the whole time. It's just they
They
are
play
good enough to
slower.
the point where they're gonna live through these encounters, you know. And they're playing teams that are also good enough to survive through those encounters. So yeah, things happen. Time gets taken. But we do have a new objective. It's over in Kayat.
Or be dropping back in. Oh yes, the Coyote objective, the very infamous one, the bane of League players.
I don't know. I think it's like the baseline for this map, where all the other objectives are sort of skewed in some asymmetrical way. This one's like almost smack dab in the center of the map,
Yeah.
which I think is an interesting thing to do. I mean, when I was making Old Town, I was tempted to do it, but
It is fun strategizing on offense because then you kind of have the option of going either way depending on where your spawn is. But on defense, ooh, it's
Yeah.
not fun. You kind of have to buckle in and just get ready for the ride.
well, speaking of the ride, we've got FOU currently flanking around east. We got whole 3-person squad moving around east. Matthew going through Blue Room, and then Galaxy and Picasso trying to smoke around north. Interesting strategy. I don't exactly like approaching Kayat from the rear, but it's not the worst strategy.
It's like that
Shoot.
the French Onward Union is just fire their way in. He's already gone through 1 drum mag. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Artist is gonna find Galaxy though.
I support drum mag usage.
Yes, you do. You gave us all your drum bags.
Oh yeah. That's my main buff in league play, especially on the offense. Is
Yeah.
I will give you drums.
Hey, I don't have any problem with that, man. It was so helpful. Not have to reload.
Oof.
Tankius is gonna caught out. Or I'm sorry, Tankius is gonna catch out Bagul.
Yeah, he was getting a little bold there. He was at the ice cream truck, kind of poked himself out. I think he was trying to actually move forward to center courtyard, but you don't really want to do that shooting and crouched. And so obviously he got picked up.
Yeah, obviously.
So, I mean, But Berserk is doing pretty well on defense.
Toxic
And
is
as
gonna
I say
find
that, there's a
Dentist.
headshot on Dentist.
Yeah, a really nice one. That was a single shot. Picasso's gonna find Pervert.
Oh, Matthew goes for the... And Ree doesn't get the kill.
Oh, they are so close to each other.
How are they not staring at each other?
Yeah, just put the smoke in his face. There we go.
I mean, he got the kill.
Well, there's Picasso and Galaxy are gonna meet up. Picasso's gonna emerge victorious out of that.
It's a 1v3 now.
Yeah. Oh, and Tankius is gonna get a nice refrag, bring it down to a 1v2, far more manageable than the previous situation.
Yes.
And
Tankist is now the star of our show.
Yes. Todd Snooper Show from the VRML.
We're just gonna quietly comment on this man as he tries to struggle to survive
How do
in the middle
you?
of an Afghanistan market.
How do he's beginning to make his approach up to the objective here? Take a quick.
He just reloaded. So he knows, yeah, that was an interesting decision on his part.
Yeah.
He reloaded there, so Bagul definitely heard him. Definitely knew where he was. Spatials aren't messed up for reloads, so. Oh, and Berserk's down the guy. But FOU takes the match.
Yeah, it takes the match, the map, and now all other fighting will be for MMR.
Yeah. Some pretty interesting games. FOU definitely has the momentum, and ooh, Snow Peak.
Yeah, if you heard from Snooper and from the screen above, Snow Peak will be our final map of this matchup.
Not my favorite map.
It isn't mine either, but that's because I just haven't played it enough to understand and love it.
Yeah, and I think my brain is like subtly, like when you have homework to do and you don't want to do it, so you just sort of like ignore it as you're doing it.
Yeah.
And like that's sort of how I feel about this map, where it's just like I don't even want to like think about strategy.
There's a bunch of teams who kind of embrace it, like Ember and the Colettos.
The Colettos love this map.
Yeah, they do. And they do really well on it as well.
Well, if you haven't been watching the Colettos this season,
They've been doing really well.
they've been doing pretty good. Granted, they got some really good pickups, aka Turbo.
Yeah, we love our Riot guys, Turbo.
Yeah, we're giving a
So-
shout out to Turbo there. What?
What?
Um,
Yeah.
Turbo, Olivio. The Colettos are a very
Pretty
good
beefy.
team.
They're
this
they're
season.
pretty
They are
beefy
not.
now.
Yeah, they're not the
They're not the bunch of new people as they were before.
yeah, and yeah, they've definitely upped their game. Vivian has definitely done some work with that team over the 3 seasons they've existed, 4 seasons. I want to say 4,
3
3. Okay.
seasons.
Yeah,
now.
because yeah.
First season was the all girls plus Phenoram, and then
Yeah.
season 2 they had a bit of a lineup change by adding Matt Outdoors, Tiaga, Olivio. Or yeah, I think they added Olivio. Yeah, they did add Olivio that season. And then they added Turbo, Nick G, and someone else this season, I think.
And they've come all the way up from green ranks, bronze tier, and now they're definitely. I'd say they're a silver tier team, definitely.
Oh,
if not higher.
they're in silver right now, so they're
Okay. They're
doing-
climbing, because every team they play, they seem to be
they've
putting
got,
up a
they've
good
got a bunch
fight.
of gold players, so I wouldn't be surprised if they hit gold.
Yeah. So what are our teams doing? It seems like everyone's here, and we're just waiting for Partisan.
Yes.
No? Now, if we are going to start talking strategy while we wait for this objective, I don't really have much, because Snow Peak's one of these maps where it's like,
Yeah, it's probably one of my least played maps, so strategy here from me is a little
hide behind the boxes.
Yeah, you can hide behind the boxes. We've done research before this, at least me and Turbo have, and you have too. You've helped me out with this too.
Yeah, we've done a few explorations, but
There's a lot of stuff here that's just not bulletproof.
yeah, all I know is don't hide in these little shacks, like the one near this chopper that I'm currently looking at. Don't hide there. because you can light that place up and it's
not
permeable.
bulletproof.
Yeah, it's not bulletproof. So, I mean, it's hide behind the boxes. That's the strategy for
I mean,
this.
it is sheet metal, so sheet metal ain't stopping nothing.
I know, but we're in Onward, where like if you go to Suburbia, you've got wicker
You got
chairs that are bulletproof. and-
drywall that's bulletproof.
yeah, so if we're talking logic here, yeah. So I don't know.
I think they're gonna definitely do some changes later on, kind of make things a little bit more realistic. But for now, you know, we're gonna go with the Hollywood kind of style bulletproof. You know, everything.
least
Just hide
this
behind
map
something
has
that's
some
bulletproof.
logic.
It could be a clay pot and it absorbs a shot.
Now, for anyone unfamiliar with how Onward's bullets work when they interact with an object, it has basically a few materials that it could be: metal, wood. There used to be a glass, but there's no longer glass, or concrete. Most of the things are concrete. There's 2 different types of metal, obviously bulletproof metal, and then of course you can shoot through metal, you know, permeable metal. And right now it seems like they're using a lot of that everywhere. And wood has a permeable wood, but I mean, that's sort of logic. You can shoot through most woods unless it's super thick. But that's pretty much how bullets are going to work when they interact with objects in the map. Like if we're looking at watchtowers or fences, fences are going to work, you know, like permeable bullets.
I have some like friends who are like former Marines and you know stuff like that. I've talked with them like, you know, you see like Hollywood shooters where like people are like hiding behind cars and shooting bullets. Cars are really bad to hide behind in combat, bullet, because A, you got that space underneath. That's not gonna stop anything. B,
No.
cars are they're meant to be efficient and lightweight. They're not tanky. You know,
And they have
got
that
sheet
giant
metal.
space in the middle where you happen to sit.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing on a car that can be bulletproof is the engine block.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all that's gonna be stopping, you know?
Well, even we say engine block, but it better not be a 4-cylinder, you know, something dinky. Like you're gonna want your 6-cylinder or 8-cylinder to hide behind because you want as much metal between you and that bullet. And even then, it's
And
you know,
nowadays,
you're
like,
probably
engines-
gonna get shot.
and with the you know the rise of the efficient car, we're seeing like you know like really small like engines coming out, like the Ford Focus. I don't know if it's at the top here, but they have a really small engine. That's not gonna stop a bullet.
No, you have to be in the very right place to be actually protected there.
The only thing on like on this map, like around the objective that I see that are bulletproof is those massive like concrete like I don't want to say jersey barriers, but those blocks, and probably like the helicopter engine, but nowhere else on the helicopter is probably bulletproof.
Yeah.
It is an
Well,
attack
helicopters are
helicopter.
probably an interesting question, I guess.
I mean, maybe the
I don't know.
glass is a bit more, you know, like aviation resistant because you know, like birds. But
Yeah, I
helicopters
mean,
don't
it-
go that fast. So they don't need like bulletproof glass.
Yes, but these are also military helicopters, so
That
we
is
don't know
true.
how armored they are. We don't know what the airframe
It's classified.
is. Yeah, it's a little different than saying like a Ford Taurus isn't bulletproof. It's like I couldn't even begin to guess how
Yeah.
bulletproof this helicopter is. Even the glass, it's kind of like probably bulletproof. So this map is definitely a bit of a strange one when you're trying to shoot at targets. Some things are bulletproof that in other maps they aren't. A lot of wood things are bulletproof where in other maps you're probably pretty protected.
Yeah.
But here we go. Starting on out.
Up time. And the another place of interest that's also surprisingly not bulletproof is
FOU really
is that
happy right now.
square room at the end of the tunnels, like the objective in it. I don't have a storage room. There's not really, I don't really know many call out names that are like meta, but I just kind of describe it as I go. But a lot of that storage room is just not bulletproof.
Yeah.
Just toss nades in there and you'll kill the team.
Yeah. Especially the holes around objective. Like you could, if you chuck 4 nades onto the roof of this thing, they're gonna fall down, and you're bound to get someone who's hiding in there.
Well,
And
speaking
I've
of
definitely seen.
speaking of that room, I'm gonna interrupt you here. That is the spawn point
Oh.
for BRSEK here.
FOU's done a pretty standard strategy. You know, pick a box, hide behind it.
Yeah.
Picasso's not in a place I'd recommend though. He's in that little shed area that we were talking about where you can light up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it is
Yeah.
good visual cover, so if you're able to ambush someone and then rotate out of there, you'll be fine. But just
Yeah.
don't expect to hunker down there in a full-on, bombardment. Oh, and another thing of note, I do believe M204s and RPG kind of special weaponry on this map because it's larger. I think.
Yes. Yeah, no, it is. It is. It is. Wow, now I have to think about it.
I do believe so. It's not that very played of a map, so no one really talks about it being enabled.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look at the rules. I'm pretty sure it is. It's a big map. Even in the tunnels, like, what's a grenade launcher going to help you down there?
Yeah, it can help on like an objective like this. You're out a large area really quick.
I guess, but that's no reason to ban this or ban the grenade launcher.
No, it's not.
Yeah. But
The
I don't see anyone
tunnels-
using it because I mean, what is it? Partisan and CZ are close enough that they would be hitting it.
And it's a little risky to use like special weaponry. Oh, Partisan's able to find Gagul right off the bat. It looks like he actually shot through boxes as well and was able to get it. So
Well, Partisan, CZ, and Dentist are in a great position behind cover. They have information where the enemy is. They are. I don't know. I think
It's in the most
FOU is in
vulnerable
trouble.
spot, though. Yeah, FOU. Well, this objective is really hard to defend because, like I said, nothing's really bulletproof. So you know exactly where the enemy is. Just spray and pray. You'll probably hit him.
Yeah, Picasso doesn't have a position he wants to stay in for the endurance fight. Once they know where he is, they're gonna find a way to shoot him. They definitely have an angle on him. Like, if CZ knew where he was, he could pop out from those boxes and just start lighting up that little, whatever we want to call that building, shed.
Hangar, or that. Yeah, that's a shed. Yeah.
And this is the fight. Granted, ooh, I haven't looked at Tankist in a while.
I'm actually surprised we didn't see quarantine.
Yeah, I thought we'd see quarantine.
This is
FOU.
Berserk's pick. They were home at start, so got to pick
Well,
maps.
it's also they've already lost, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, might as
Some
well.
teams just do fun maps.
Ooh, it's a good nade, but it just lands a little bit too far. The initial landing on it is actually really got parted. Hold a little.
I'm surprised no one's seen Tankist. I don't know if you've looked at him in a while. He's just laying out in this one lane that goes down. No one's looked at him.
Yeah, I've seen him up there.
He's just been slowly crawling.
A little bit harder to see Marsoc on this map because the camouflage is actually camouflaging,
Yeah.
and it also is harder to discern as well. I think this might be able to get one. Oh, but Picasso gets taken out from a nade. I thought that was a nade. Mattiu is able to find Partisan, that PKM Ray machine. He gets
You
taken
gotta
down.
respect. Like, BRSEK has just been on a nice, slow, steady push, killing anything they see.
Yeah, there's only 1 minute and 30 left, so the pressure is definitely on them now. That time is the unknown factor here.
Well, FOU just got the res. And ooh. Good pick out, Tankus.
Oh yeah, no, Tank is able to find Matthew, so French Aubergine is down to only one mobile member with 4 members of Berserk. This is definitely leaning towards Berserk.
They could. BRSEK could potentially cap, actually. The one Tox kills isn't even looking at this side.
Does find a pick though, or unless it's a confirm.
No, he killed. Forgot who it was, but he was crossing across the lake.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
He's able to find another one, but he gets taken down. Berserk will take.
Yeah. See, that's
lead
Berserk.
for the first time.
They're getting there. That was nice, slow, concentrated play. They used their cover very well. I mean, nothing to say about that. It was just a nice classic envelopment.
Ooh, and a drop from FOU. But I think this would definitely been the map to play at first rather than Downfall. for BRSEK if they wanted to kind of slow FOU's momentum from the start. Because they said they seem to be playing a lot better on this map than they did Outball. Just off the cup here. That was a very decisive win.
Well, they seemed very comfortable on it versus
Yeah.
FOU. FOU seemed a little bit like, okay, we're going to hide behind these boxes. Now what? Where BRSEK, they seem to have a nice, steady, slow play that they're at least comfortable doing. I don't know if they planned it or strategized it, but they seemed comfortable in what they were actually performing, you know? So they were able to take down kills as they saw them. They weren't sitting there thinking whether this will work or not.
Current scoreline is 2-8. French Onward Union in the lead. French Onward Union have already won the matchup because they took the first 2 maps out of 3. We are fighting for MMR. BRSEK has everything to win for here in order to be able to keep their position in the league by getting it as close as they possibly can, but their previous scorelines just it's definitely going to be leading in French Onward Union.
Yeah. I mean, French Onward Union is the team with more experience. So
the max that they can do here is 5-8 if they 4-0 on this map, and that's still gonna take them back just a little bit if they're able to pull it off.
well, we'll see. They're definitely a little stronger on this map and not as cold as they were on the first 2.
Yeah. Surprisingly, this is a colder map.
I know. I realized that pun as I said it. Oh,
Hey man, you can just own up to it, man. Just make it intentional.
own up to the puns. Oh man.
You don't have to be as crazy as Parrot is on them, but
It's odd to see Parrots cast this season because they are slightly different than last season's. I don't know if anyone
he's a
has
member
noticed.
of the team, providing the content.
There is a difference between this season's and last season's Parrot cast. I think it's interesting difference.
Yeah, pretty similar defense here coming out of BRSEK. With French Armor Union, got some people hanger. No one's on the tower, but we have people near it to be able to watch that lake. Spawn is the same thing as well. Only a slow push coming out of FOU.
CZ is in one of those. Who's shooting? Okay.
Ooh, also,
Now CZ is in one of those permeable bunker warehouse things.
yeah, he's even
and-
pushed to be further than where also was.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. Granted, he does have more protection because he has those boxes basically in the line that they're going to be shooting at him from. And then he does have that gate that can mitigate some damage. But
It's
I
definitely
honestly,
a better place to be.
Yeah. But he
Picasso is
does
just
have.
pushing on his own. He's not waiting for the rest of his team.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a mistake or not because if CZ can take him down one at a time.
DC does have a really
Well, FOU seems to be coalescing up there slowly. Picasso's still moving, but
charge. Call it a charge, but he's leading the charge.
yeah.
Man, he's not stopping at all. Oh no!
Ooh,
That
no.
is a kill. That is not supposed to. Oh, and French Onward Union only
Yeah,
have 4
they
to
gotta
begin
drop.
with. Oh, that is so.
I mean, oh, that was a good nade, actually. That was a really good nade.
It's very quickly falling out of FOU's favor here.
Yeah, I think
Picasso gets taken down. Oh,
this is a
that's
series
rough.
of incidents
That is so
for
rough.
FOU.
Yeah. Having to drop, getting a team kill. Not what you want. Matty was able to find a kill, so things are kind of shifting back. Convert's coming out now. Partisan's gonna shoot back. He's not able to find anybody.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew's in a good spot to snipe at them from, but he can't push down there anymore.
Oh, position has been given away. Still insisting on firing. But I don't
I think
he's
he
gonna
told.
find
I think
pickup.
he's. I mean, I don't understand French, but I think he's telling his teammate to move up and heal distract him because that's kind of what's happening.
Take a
Yeah,
listen.
because there's a. Well,
Bagul
there's
is able to
Bagul.
find, or Bagul, yeah, he's able to find one member of BRSEK, bring it down to a 3v2. So this is, a lot more manageable now. And
Yep.
how it was before.
But they definitely started strategizing there. They were talking back and forth for a bit. And Bagul is looting his friend's grenades. I don't know if smoke's coming out. It's the best decision.
Someone's got an LMG on that side. I would just be spraying and praying.
Yeah.
And he's
Give
not
him
really
something.
waving it either, so it kind of points to exactly where he is. You gotta wave it just a little bit just to kind of throw it off, you know?
Yeah, create a cloud.
Now he's running
he did-
through it. So he's just
I mean,
gonna
he threw
merge out of
4
it.
of them, though, and 3 of them are pretty much right in front of the enemy team, so
There's a massive
There is
push onto objective from Bagul.
Bagul.
Bagul, I'm sorry, I see a T and I messed up. But anyways, Bagul is very far up here. Oh man,
He doesn't see,
there's only 2 members of
Dempsey's.
French Onward Union yet. The other one is yet to catch up, and Bagul is going in Rambo here. He's able to find one.
That was
Artisan
big.
knows exactly where he is, but he gets team killed.
Oh, no, Vladic.
Vlad is gonna go for the res. This might be in Bagul's favor. Bagul's favor. Why do I keep saying that? Oh, the res is coming
right.
out here, but he goes down.
Oh.
He's able to get the double, and French Onward Union turn it around after having a team kill and a drop.
And a drop. Go French Onward Union. Like, that was a level
Wow.
of adversity that most teams would have just been like, okay, we lost this round.
Yeah, that's quite a turnaround from having probably one of the crappiest situations you could be in, having a drop without really knowing it, and an accidental team kill, and just being able to wipe through a 5-man squad, no problem. That is some good stuff.
That was Matteo and Bagul. Matteo was providing the distraction with his LMG. He was just spraying and praying. And Bagul was just moving up from the opposite angle and getting his kills.
Yeah, definitely. That was just really well played from Bagul there.
Well, it probably would have been shut down if that team down didn't happen. But
Obviously, but given the
Yeah, it
situation, it was a very, very good push.
yes, bravo Bagul.
Bravo. You get brownie points from me.
Yes, brownie points that can't be turned in for anything.
Brownies, obviously.
Oof, brownies.
Look, if there's a LAN event happening, I'll bring brownies.
I'll make brownies. Oh, I mean, if the Onward devs ever had a LAN event, that'd be fun.
Hey,
Like,
VRML,
actually set up a LAN server where it's just like, yeah, we're not going through a network. It's just, we have 10 VR setups
Can't
over
complain
there.
about lag. If you're
Yeah,
cable.
there is no lag. There are no trades anymore. That'd be an interesting experiment, actually, to see if trades still exist on a LAN network.
I mean, we could look at the ESL stuff. That was obviously on a LAN, and see if anything interesting came out of that, like trades and whatnot. I mean, theoretically,
Yeah.
trades can still happen because it's really just, both
The speed of the bullet.
people fired, within the time frame of the bullets both being in the air.
Yeah,
So,
or just at the same time or similar times. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely possible.
it's a competitive environment, so it's more than likely to happen.
I'm sure there's a Mythbusters about this.
Probably.
All right, new objective. I don't even know what we call this one on Snow Peak.
I see
The shed one.
it's right by a ship.
Yeah, but like I feel like every objective has a shed somewhere near it.
Yeah, but this one, the only defining feature
Yeah,
about it
there's
is that
one
there's a
shed,
shed.
Oh, I hate that shed.
Because you got
It
like
feels
a
so safe when you're in
tunnel,
it.
You
and then-
got the warehouse, you got the hangars, so like the double hanger one. But this one, it's just a shed.
Yeah, pretty much. Interesting things to note. You don't really want to go into the watchtowers and go prone because the animations for your legs will usually go through the bottom, and then they will see you and shoot those legs.
Maybe people will complain about you to the mods, and then mods are just gonna hate you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help it though. Like the body does what it wants to do, and you can't control it. Like there's been so many times, like even during these matches, where I'm like, well, technically,
You've said this to me
What's
many
going on?
times. VR is not really full immersion. You're just puppeteering a body, and it does whatever it wants.
yeah, you're just you're putting in some inputs. Like it may feel real, but it's still video game-esque, which
Yeah. We will see a double hanger spawn here. BRSEK. Still don't know. Bounce it. I'm going
No.
first.
We do have.
BRSEK.
Wait, it's only been a minute and 15, right? Oh, okay. They spawned at the hangar, crossed across lake. Okay. For a second there, I thought maybe we had a glitch spawn and they spawned in different spawns.
Yeah,
but
the
no.
spawn's never glitched. What are you talking about?
There are no glitches in Onward.
No, Onward's a perfect game.
Yeah, that Mr. Death, it's perfect. Don't change a thing. Except our tablets. Make them touchpads.
Yeah, make him actually touch bad.
Then I'll
Lasers
actually
coming out
cat
of our
for once.
hand.
I won't just look at the
Laser
objective and say,
hands.
I don't want to do this.
I have lasers shooting out of my hands. That's how I killed you.
Oh. Oh.
We have too much of a good time.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But there's also not much going on right now. I mean, an interesting split of the offense, but that's pretty textbook for Snow Peak. It's a big enough map that you can do that.
North side's getting pretty nice and cozy with the bulk, though.
Yeah, it looks like we're about to have some interactions. Our south side, Bagul is shooting.
He's able to find
Bagul
Vladich.
Contact both sides.
Tankus.
Tankus gets Bagul. So the south side's now open. To move on objective.
Ventus is able to get himself one as well. So, or 3.5.
I mean,
The
BRSEK's
down
going to
guy.
get the res.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a 4.
Yeah. But Tankist and Vladich are, they're going to be fine. They're going to get the south res. And then, of course, there's going to be pressure coming from the north. So this is a good pinch. This is some good strategy we're seeing.
Syringe there. Shots coming out. Tankist is able to get the revive. Picasso is able to get Young Pervert.
It's a 3v3 if that res doesn't happen, but it is.
And over the hillside, Partisan's going to get the better of
Ooh.
Picasso.
Matthew's coming back up from Galaxy. Over at the boxes, or the box wall. I don't know what... I gotta learn Snow Peak's callouts, to be
Yeah, me
honest.
too.
Like the one map, I have no idea. Pink, if you're watching, tell us the callouts.
Yeah, tell us your secrets. Tell us your secrets.
Yes.
Ember, too, or Blaze. I'm pretty sure Blaze practiced it.
No one should be here. Noman, what are the callouts?
Yeah, tell us your secrets, Noman.
Yes. Snow rock.
Rock with
Tunnels.
snow.
Yeah, tree with snow.
Tree that's slightly taller than the other tree.
Yes. All right, so here we have Partisan.
It's are going
Lonely
on
little-
objective. Find anybody. It looks like, let's just take another look at the map here. It looks like the north side has been effectively shut down with only one member remaining. The south side's now the stronger. One member defending it. Easily good approach. More utility is coming out from the south here. Smokes land on objective, but they're a little placed along with another nade.
It's really good to see BRSEK using utility, because every time they use utility, things go much better for them. And I think that's true for almost everyone.
Yeah.
If you're using grenades, even if you're not using smoke grenades to block visuals, the sound alone will freak people out.
Toxicill's able to find Tankist and
all down
Vladich,
to-
and how the south side's been shut down in one swift swoop.
It's all down to Partisan coming in from the north.
Oh no! Maddie, you just team killed again? Or, I don't think again, but FOU definitely team killed again, and now...
Partisan's done. He's gone. He's out in the open. He's gonna get shot. Yep.
Yep, there it is. FOU take the lead on map 3 now for the first time.
FOU pulling it out in the end. See,
Yeah.
BRSEK, they have strong strategies. It's just once they start getting to the execution part, sometimes they miss. Sometimes they reload out in the open. Sometimes
Yeah, the reloads have been kind of awkward.
Well, if you watched Partisan there at the end, he decided to stand his ground in between two pieces of cover, a jeep and a wall. And why would you do that? You pick the jeep or the wall and you hide behind wall.
I've always gone with the mentality of run to cover, like it doesn't matter how loud you are, where you are. If you're behind cover, you're safe. Don't rely on the terrain too much.
Get to cover first, then shoot.
Yeah.
Shooting is not going to save you 90% of the time.
You can definitely suppress, but
It might get you a trade, but it's not going to get you anywhere past that first kill.
Yeah.
Unless you're really lucky. But they're a newer team. I mean, I guess I haven't seen them, but that doesn't mean anything. I mean, I haven't been playing that often.
They have some
But they're
really
learning.
experienced members, so they're definitely nothing to
Snuff at.
count out. Yeah. Like I said, they've been around since before, and they really haven't had that much of a roster change. So
Okay.
these guys have been playing together for a long time. Granted, they,
Well-
they probably don't have as a competitive like league as the American side does because they're only playing against all the time. But they can do
League's
challenge.
got some pretty vicious teams.
Oh yeah, but it's not like closely matched with like say like there's not as many like mirroring teams where there can be like bitter rivals because they're around the same skill level. You got a fewer selection of teams, all of which
Yeah.
are at different levels of skill. So they kind of have like matches that are a bit more set. But along with like BRSEK being a newer team, it's definitely making the EU side a lot more feisty here.
Yeah, they're definitely a bit more competitive, if I had to call it
Yes.
anything. I mean, BRSEK is definitely. I mean, usually on the third map, after you lose, you get a little, and you know, play a little bit for fun. But BRSEK is definitely stepping up their game, even on the third map. That doesn't matter. All they're playing for is MMR right now, and they're still hitting hard.
Yeah.
A few mistakes here and there, but they're doing just fine. I mean, they just need to win a few more of these fights, and they'd have it.
Their end game is definitely lacking, but their beginning game is definitely on point, being able to get a bunch of kills and get a bunch of picks right off the beginning,
Yeah,
I
but
should say. But like when it gets
there's-
down to
there's
these 1v1s, it definitely could use a little bit of improvement.
Yeah, their strategic instincts are correct. It's just, you know, the execution leaves a little to be desired.
Yeah.
But same objective as before. An interesting defensive setup, though. A little spread out for my taste.
Yeah, it is pretty spread out. They got a dude all the way up at the U tunnel there.
Tunnels.
The only callouts I know are for the tunnels, and that's straight tunnel, U tunnel, parking garage, warehouse.
Yeah, and
I think it's a maze on its own. It's probably one of the most complex mazes in Onward.
yeah, especially for newer players, it gets a little dicey figuring it out.
I mean, before there was like a overhead map showing the tunnels. Me and my brother actually, what I did was I went into the game. He opened up like a Google like document where you can like like a presentation thing, and I described the shapes. He made them, and then we just mapped it out, and then of course they released it just after. So it's like, well, all that work went to nothing.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I had a basic version of the tunnel layout map just because I kept getting lost.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us had to actually physically get out some pen and paper and kind of just like
Yeah.
map it out, kind of get experience with it, because like there's a lot of these objectives where it's like you see the general direction, but the tunnel just doesn't really
It's
lead you
wind
to it.
and winds and
It's a really cool system, and I really like it. Like, don't get me wrong, it's just because it's a maze doesn't mean it's bad. I actually think it's kind of cool that you have to kind of fight your way through these corners,
yeah,
or
just
just the
gets
close
really,
range.
really complex sometimes. Especially some of those corners you have to negotiate.
Yeah. There's a lot of strategy that does come out from choosing which way they want to go here.
No, there is. And speaking of strategy, over in, I guess, the parking garage with the tanks, FOU, Toxic Hills, and Galaxy are currently moving through it, and they're going to encounter Vladich in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and he's holding a pretty nice angle. He's just gonna be waiting there for them to cross. It looks like he's actually peeking through these cracks here to be able to see if he's gonna get like.
I think he saw them. I want to say he did.
He might have very well have. I can't really tell from how I'm manipulating the camera right now to see if he's able to look through.
Well, if he hasn't, he definitely needs to start looking around somewhat soon, because Galaxy is going to be in view in about now.
Right now, yeah.
Toxic Kills is
Oh, he sees him. He sees him.
Vladich.
He's lining it
Oh,
up. He's got
Vladich.
one, but now the other one
Hey.
knows.
Thank you, Vladich.
There he is. One kill for BRSEK here, taking down FOU. The other one's right behind there. He gets his second one. A nice double
Good job, Vladich. I have no idea who you are, but you did a good job.
from
Good
Russia.
camp. Yeah, he is from Russia. They know how to camp in the snow very well.
Russian strat, best strat.
Yep. It's fine. We burned the village.
Young,
We go this way.
young pervert is able to find Matthew. Matthew. I think it's just Matthew. Matthew.
I just call him Matthew.
Yeah.
I assume it's French, Matthew.
Could be, yeah.
I remember I went to high school with a transfer student. That's how he spelled his name, but it was just
Oh,
Matthew.
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
I remember for the longest time I was calling him like Matthew.
Yeah, like I said before, my
He's
French
just like,
is
no, it's Matthew.
my French is extremely basic.
Oh, I don't know
And,
French. I took Latin.
Galaxy knows that. I played with him a couple times. All I know
Galaxy's
is just Sweet Day Soleil, and he was laughing.
Yeah, Galaxy is a very good player. He's definitely known around in the comp lobbies.
He plays at the EU times, but he's not afraid to play with Americans as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think most EU players don't care if they're playing with Americans
I
unless the
don't
lag
care
gets
either.
too much.
EU players in like comp lobbies are actually very aggressive compared to when they play with teams.
I think they just don't want to give up strats, hoochie.
Yeah. Oh no,
3,000
the
hours.
team kill comes out from French Onward Union again.
Is it just me, or is French Onward Union getting all the team kills?
They are. I think it's the uniforms that are messing with them. They do it whenever they're on. Well, they did it on Volk as well. But,
You bring up a good point, because the uniforms on Snow Peak confuse me too. It's like I'm
they're
used to seeing
very
black or brown.
similar. But the thing you
If I
gotta
see
look for
anything
is
else-
there's a little bit of black on the Volk one, like the helmet and
Did
the
someone
vest.
just
But
get
that's it.
burned to death?
See no fire.
There's a body in fire right now that I've just found.
Oh,
I didn't see anyone die to himself.
but there is a body there. So, but it is a Volk body. So there are two there. There are
What
two
is
bodies there.
Okay, so basically.
Wait, no, that's one.
It
That's
w-
one. That's one. That's one.
Okay.
I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna
I
say
thought
that
there were
maybe it was
two.
Okay. I was like,
I
maybe
looked.
it's a
I looked up
trade.
top and only saw one Berserk member down. So it's like, oh, I'm wrong. It's just the way he fell. It looked like two.
I mean, it is kind of a strategy to light the Molotov, put it on.
Oh,
and
the
go
beat
into
is
that.
on by Vladic as he gets a third kill and carries Berserk through the rounds. Where was he in the first map?
I don't know, but Vladic has been MVP
On
last
this
two
map.
rounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's been
Uh,
putting in the work.
Young P, I'm just gonna say, young person.
Young pervert.
Oh yeah, CZ. That's CZ. Okay.
Yeah.
4 kills. He's doing.
You're not fluid in elite, are you?
No. But young pervert coming up first for his team. 4 kills out of 4 rounds though, so it was a little more spread out than Vladic's.
Scoreline is 2-2 here. We're kind of seeing a lot of back and forth, something we haven't seen all match before. But
Well, and the kill count's pretty balanced.
this
it's
would have
nice
been
spread.
this would have been the map to play before for Berserk.
I think Berserk would have gotten them a bit rattled.
I think
if
it's
they played
Berserk.
it first.
This has been messing with me, man. This has been messing with me.
Berserk. We need all teams to phonetically
Berserk.
spell their name.
Yeah, please include a phonetic description in the side of your name.
Yes, please.
Fury. Blaze.
I like how the teams have sort of. Some of the teams have changed their names to simpler names.
Yeah.
Like it's like the teams in like season 1, 2, and 3 were a bit interestingly named. I don't think we can say them on cast.
Well, we're seeing a lot more of the like the professional esport organizations kind of get involved here. Like we see like Loyal
Yeah.
Dogs, Game Fizz, Merc.
Thankfully, the worst we see nowadays is names like Young Pervert.
Yeah, it's just the individual names. That's it. I mean, mine used to be pretty bad too. Like TFH stands for
Yeah.
something I can't say on cast.
I mean, SnooperFax has always been mine, so it's
Yeah.
never been anything bad.
Yeah.
But it's nothing against the player. It's just you know
No.
your name's not exactly G-rated, and you can't exactly show kids that on cast. So
It's always been interesting in a kind of like a starting up league. Where is the line drawn? And I personally just try to avoid it as much as possible. It's the reason why I actually changed my name for casting.
well, yeah.
People didn't have to introduce me as Todd F. Abercorn. You know, just fill
mean,
the
you're
blank there.
You're certainly not the only player that's had to change his name due to I'm playing actually doing pretty well at it.
Yeah,
Pants.
I'm pants.
We don't need to go into what his former name was on cast, but yes, that was probably the first person that had to do it out of necessity, not like, okay, I'm
Pants.
cheating.
Someone else did.
but yeah.
Just forgive me.
There's
zero,
zero.
0, 0, 0, yeah.
There's
I
a few
kind of
others that,
persuaded him. He did it for a bit. I brought him back, and then
persuaded him. That was
yeah, we were
multiple
like, you were like, yeah,
conversations.
like I'm on the casting team. No one wants to
Speaking
cast
of
them.
which,
They give us
our
best friends because their team name's bad. We have a lot of swear words in our names.
Well, back to the game. We now have what's technically quick spawn. BRSEK spawned in the parking garage, and they're not using the quick spawn rush. Okay.
Non, tu regardes l'objectif. Ok. Parce que moi, je suis tout au bout. donc,
Very interesting. Dentist is going off on his own, and I think I'll follow Dentist.
Are not going through the tunnels here.
Dentist is, and I think he's going to encounter Toxic Hills somewhat soon.
Depends on what routes he goes. Yeah, Toxic Hills could easily be the first one. Chooses to go that way.
I mean, Toxic Hills is just hiding up on the snowbank over by Objective.
And his camouflage works pretty well for that as well. Like, he's in a darker spot, so that dark armor kind of blends in. But he also has that very light armor that blends in with the snow, so it's like it's the perfect
Now,
camouflage
I'm going to have
place.
to ask you to come look at Toxic Hills and tell me what you see.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, we're just going to take a look at it. Everyone on the stream can look at it. And
yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. It'll be whatever it be. I mean, that
yeah,
spot's a little harder because you
know
you think you're lying down in a snowbank, and
well, like you see him now, he's shifted into a crouch, and now he's outside of it. It's not an intentional thing. It's just the animations for the body. Like you see, he's moving out. He's not using it as. Like I understand a conversation's probably going to be had about that after this.
it might.
I get it.
I mean, it could be like that. They might just ban.
But
the
like, look,
snowbank,
he's
but-
not trying to do it.
No, he's
it's
not trying
just
to
the
do it
body-
at all. It just.
Well, the
is
body
just
sometimes stretches out and goes into a prone motion when you're a little lower on the prone. And like even in his crouch right now, his legs are in the ground to no fault of his own.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what. Like you said before, when you're playing in VR, you're not really controlling your character. You're just puppeteering the character, and it
Yeah,
does
and
whatever
you don't.
it
You
wants
obviously.
to.
You obviously don't have the snow incline in your room to like, climb
Yeah.
up.
Well, Toxic Hills
And-
legally is able to get that kill, so it doesn't really matter.
Yes,
in the
that
end.
was a legitimate rotate out and kill. Bravo, Toxic
And
Hills.
I don't think they'll really go to mods because there wasn't a kill
No.
or anything that.
Well,
really
there wasn't
affected
intention
any
behind it. He
teams.
didn't use it to get the kill. Yeah, like you said.
Yeah. But enough speculation on that. That's not my
Yes.
area to decide here. I'm stuck in a tunnel,
No.
but Picasso's able to find Vladic, and now we're into a 2v5 with FOU being very
Well,
strong here.
To be fair, Vladic sort of just walked up to him as
Yeah, I wasn't able to
Picasso
see
was hiding on
that,
cover.
so I'll take your word for it.
I was watching through the walls. You know how we see everyone.
I mean,
Um,
this approach is really hard. Like, I'm just gonna kind of follow it for a second here, and then we'll go back to the action. Like, you don't really see what's going on. Ooh, and Tankiest is able to find Bagoot while hiding behind that shield guy.
Yeah, I've just set my cam like straight down the hallway and watching these two battle it out.
Yeah.
I know we're gonna miss the other
It's
battle,
a
but I don't
really
think
good it's really good strategy for this tunnel system because there's not really much room to maneuver around a shield, especially if there's a guy behind it.
Yeah. And I mean, there is a fight about to happen behind us over in the north, but I don't think it's gonna matter because there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. And if these two die on objective, it's over. Like, these tunnels are pretty much the one place in Onward you don't want to be alone.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to fight these tunnels because it's really dark. It's really hard to see where the enemy is,
Yeah.
and there's so many little hiding spots for the enemy. Costa's able to find Pervert.
And there goes the north push.
Here comes
so-
the push. He's able to get that. Oh, and objective is now a lot squishier than it was before. The
See,
rotation
now they're not
is
going to
coming from
expect
Picasso.
Yeah.
Oh, and the flank came from the back. The glasses saved the shield guy's life, but the rotation will come from Picasso here. What's he doing?
You
I guess he ran out of ammo.
interesting.
I think he ran out of ammo.
Huh.
I was thinking he was going for the knife kill, but I think he just ran out of ammo.
I don't know, but he certainly avoided a quicker death there
Yeah,
by running
definitely
at the
did.
guy. I was like, wow, that's an interesting strategy. If he kills that guy and then turns around, he might actually do this now.
Your battle sense has to be on point when you're playing. You gotta figure out where people are. Cut scores. You gotta be kind of in tune with the surroundings, especially when you're on your own. Kind of figure out which one you want to prioritize killing first, and then move on to the next one. Be able to effectively kill someone, because killing people with a pistol is hard. It's really hard. It takes a lot of practice. Which is why a lot of people who are trying to learn the shield now are struggling, because they're not used to fighting with a pistol. They're used to being able to have these encounters be done really quick and thinking that the shield will protect them for the 2 seconds that they need, but it's going to be like a 30-second battle when you're with the shield.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because people complain about shield players being so broken, but like
They put the
the only
effort
reason
in.
it's broken is because you have to be good at it.
There's a lot of practice involved in getting shield, and when it kind of clicks, it just does. And then,
Well, you're sacrificing your main weapon, like a rifle. Like, you don't have that. So, like,
you can
I
obviously
don't
scavenge
understand.
for it, but even with
Yeah,
a
but-
rifle, it gets even harder because that recoil. It just makes it hard, and the loadout isn't set, so you can easily aim to the side, or unless you flick
Yeah.
it. But even flicking is very dangerous for shields now because it slowed it down.
I mean, I just think, in my personal, humble opinion, it's not fact or judgment or mod decision, that I think the shields are fine, even though, you know, if you encounter a good player with a shield and they're coming at you, you might die because you can't shoot the hand that's shooting you. Granted, maybe that needs to be fixed. I don't know.
The hand, definitely with being able to face the hand behind, it's definitely a little hard. But if you have like night vision equipped or anything like that, you'd be able to see where that hand is at and be able to counter appropriately.
Yeah, I honestly think the shield adds a nice level of play that's different than like, let's all shoot at each other.
Yeah, it adds a level of team play as well, where teams have to kind of coordinate with each other. Like, these two members have to coordinate with each other, kind of flank them on both sides and give the shield a conundrum.
A lot of teams will use the shield for information gathering. They'll send him out in place. They know he's going to encounter someone, but because of shield, he's going to survive. And then he
Yeah.
can just relay back, oh, they're there, they're there, they're there.
Especially on
then
these
the
day
other team-
maps.
Yeah.
And
And it's also a nice distraction.
I think a lot of people are. Ooh, a quick peek from Toxic Kills just ends Vladic's misery.
I don't think Vladic was ready for him.
No, he wasn't. There's a 5-person double shield push going on here,
Yeah, I'm
and they're
looking
gonna
at
go
it.
straight up the tunnel here. This is gonna be
It's got
very
two
interesting.
LMGs in it too. They are not.
Oh,
they are
this
not
is
messing
gonna get
around.
loud. This is gonna get very loud really, really soon here.
Pretty much just we're gonna follow the ball of blue. Just a death ball at this point.
It is a death formation here, and I'm not sure if BRSEK is ready for this. They have 4 people. They're all in the tunnels. They're all in the sub tunnels. So it's
Now, did
is there
you
a
watch
C4?
the clip?
Yeah, is there a C4
you
up the top? Like we're chatting
yeah.
towards, yeah.
I want to giggle like Parrot.
Maybe
Like, I
not
understand.
as loud, but
well, I understand. We need to
Ooh,
stay
Tankis
professional.
finds Batty right off the bat, making this push a little bit more squishy, but
Oh, there goes the 5-man C4 kill. Oh well.
the shields have got to be able to call out where these peaks are coming from. Ooh, that was a bad move from Dennis there as he gets just murdered right off the firing squad. Shoots LMG, massive LMG fire. A nade from a friend does
nade
not
goes out.
go
It's
far
right
because
tight.
it bounced
Red's
off
up.
the wall. The
Look
res
at
comes
this
out.
phalanx. It's a literal phalanx.
It's a literal phalanx, yes.
The two shields are just standing together.
One goes down though.
Oh, the Molotov
The
breaks
Molotov
early.
goes out. Someone else can pick up that shield.
See, you should be able to double hand shields. I know it's controversial, but it'd
that
be
would be OP.
hilarious.
That would be OP. Well, another member of FOU goes down. This is getting mowed down despite how powerful it was looking before. Galaxy takes a hit there, but he's able to survive another day. Pika goes in. Galaxy goes in for the shot here. He's able to get it with the shield play. Really good
Can they
shield
do
play
it?
as well. He's in this darker area, so he can use night vision. He's gonna get. Oh, this could be bad. Oh, it's not gonna work. BRSEK going 3-3. It's anyone's map now.
Good job, BRSEK. Keep staying in the game.
Ooh, that was a good round.
Yes, our 2 MVPs on both sides. Tankus on BRSEK, and Tox kills on FOU, both with 7 kills.
I'm not the only
This
one.
is a pretty even match right now.
I'm not the only one confused by their name.
I'm trying to pronounce it the same way every
Berserk.
time.
It's
and it
it's
comes
weird
out.
because it feels like Berserk, but it's
Yes.
BRSEK or BRSEK.
BRSEK.
I think it stands for something.
We'd
know
have
what
to
it
get
is.
more information. There's nothing. There's no like description on their league
Yeah.
team roster thing. So I have no idea. But they're showing up. I mean, they're certainly a greener team than FOU, but they are putting up a fight. Like it's not a roll over and die, despite what the score looks like.
It is currently, well, we got, first map was Downfall 4-0 for French on Reunion. Second map was French on Reunion 1-4. Now it's 3-3, so they've definitely kind of warmed up now.
Yeah, they're definitely warmed up. I mean, they're playing like a league team. There's mistakes being made, obviously. You know, some misses.
Yeah.
We just saw Vladic run into the enemy team. But
And some
that
team kills
happens.
as well on FOU's side as well. But definitely, they're definitely a lot more refined than how they started off this round.
yes, definitely. And when what we call team kills and successfully won rounds, we call those sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
You know,
yeah.
It's not a team kill if you win. You needed to take that life.
You got to take
you
the
know.
god. You got to take the life.
to please
Pray
the gods.
to please the Onward gods. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
What it is. Onward gods. Give them
Danteus,
your good
Mr.
ping,
Down.
your good ping, low latency, and good battle sense.
Yes, yes. Let me get this trade, sir.
And they bless you with the gift of MMR. So I have been
Mystical
sacrificed.
MMR,
I
yep.
have sacrificed, and I have sacrificed. Riker can attest to that, as we all know. But I have been sacrificed, and I have sacrificed more than my fair share on Riot and on Fury as well, but less so. But definitely works out in the end. And it's a team kill only if you lose.
Only if you lose, yes.
Yeah, because it wasn't sacrificed properly.
And it is then all your fault that you lost the map.
Look, if you're gonna team kill, you gotta pray. You gotta pray. Into kind of necessary, okay?
Yes. All right, so last round, all tied up, 3v3. Not the decider, but I'm ready. I'm ready to see some good Onward play.
Oh yeah,
this has definitely done some good
It's gonna
Onward.
be a good map decider here. 3-3 could be either size, and it comes down to this.
This is actually one of
double
my more-
hangers. It's
Yeah,
double
this
hangers.
is one of my favorite defensive positions on Snow Peak.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff around that these hangars here. There's like a little fort around it as well with concrete barriers, some helicopters to hide behind.
A lot of little corners, a lot of little angles.
Yeah.
And it's really an area that lets you spread out as a team. Granted, if you spread out too far, you're always run the risk of getting capped on with half your team away. But
defending this objective is a little bit easier because you can spread out and still see objective.
yeah, and it's got a lot of like this is the one area of the map where like almost everything except those big hangars are bulletproof.
That's the quick gander onto the mini map here. It looks like we're going to see a relatively pushed out defense from FOU. FOU's been okay on their defense, but not as well as BRSEK has. BRSEK has definitely been able to cut through before and would
Here we
potentially
go.
do
We
it
got
again.
some action on the south coming in on Dentist and Picasso. Picasso knows he's there. He heard the run. He's just waiting for him to round the corner.
Yeah, CC is coming up behind them too to reinforce that push. Dentist better wait before he starts peeking out there. Wait for his friends to show up. But there's one on top of that tower there, like you were saying before. Picasso
it's
gets
really-
taken out by CZ. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I didn't even see CZ moving up.
Oh yeah, he moved up
Picasso
on the left
did.
side. I thought he'd move up right behind Dentist, and I was a little bit off camera there, but the pick was still there.
I don't think they knew they
and
were there.
Picasso's beginning to get peeky here. But Dentist doesn't see him. He probably hears him. Oh, he shoots through that little gap in
Yeah.
the concrete barrier there, and
See, that's what makes Onward different. And I think every other VR game, that space bullets wouldn't be able to pass through. But in
totally-
Onward,
Galaxy is shooting across the map. He's not able to find anybody, but I think he sees someone. Oh, but Berserk's able to find Bagoo. Bagoo. Those lines is bottom. I'm stuck in a concrete barrier. But
Ooh,
Picasso.
Partisan got flanked by Picasso.
Picasso got it.
Picasso is really good at those rotations.
Yeah, the famous painter painted some lead onto his face and it worked marvelously.
It looks like Tankist and Vladic have decided to move away from their light crossing.
Galaxy's doing a rotation as well.
There's not many places else to go, though. Granted, yeah, maybe along the other side of the lake they have an opening.
I mean,
If you
they
look
are
at the mini-map.
pretty pushed out still.
They only have 3 minutes, though.
Yeah.
And on this map, which is another big map, 3 minutes is not a lot of time.
Not too much to get worried about, but it's definitely not ideal to be on the other side of the map with.
They definitely have a hike. Oh, that's... I mean, they knew they were there already, so it's not the biggest deal in the world.
Can't steal call-outs if you don't know what's going on. They're speaking Slavic over there. How do you... Nice to see if he can get a pick. It won't work out for him ideally, but some shots are also going from Toxicills, who's kind of positioned along the lake here.
Oh.
Ooh, nice. He got a kill onto Tankist from across the lake.
I was going to say he's in a bad position, but that bad position, you know, bore fruit.
He might get a double here. He's able to.
Vladic is pretty much penned in, though. Like, I don't know what he can do.
Trying to rotate through the tunnels and maybe try a new approach, but he's only got a minute left. I think this is going to definitely go for FOU at this point because he's penned
The
in.
minute 40 is not a lot of time, and to try and go through the tunnels, I'm guessing he'll come out of them in maybe 30 seconds.
It takes a minute 40 just to figure out where you're at.
Exactly, and he's now futzing with
Grenade.
ammo.
Yeah.
Leave it on the ground, man.
It's just, you don't got the time. You got to check that tablet. You don't get like a minute warning. You get a 30-second warning. And on this map, that's way too late.
If he doesn't get anywhere near, like if he's not looking at the objective by the time that 30-second timer goes off, nothing's gonna happen. He's not gonna win.
He's making an extreme rotation around, but he's the last member of Berserk left, and FOU are still 5 strong.
Yep.
He's got
FOU
kicked
is
out of the FOV. Night vision. That's interesting.
That's probably something the devs should be aware of.
Yeah, I'll definitely make a note of that. POV, I should say, not the FOV, but
Yeah.
he's using that 2 times hollow.
Ooh, I have not used those yet. I probably need to give it a roll.
They're fun. Definitely nice to be able to have that option to be able to kind of have a telescope on you, even if you don't want to use it as an actual option. Being able to have like some kind of optic that can zoom and have a hollow sight as well is definitely.
You can toggle it, right? Like
yeah, you could flip it down. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it doesn't have to be there all the time.
You might see him flip it down here. Oh, he's taking shots immediately. If he gets closer, you might see it, but all the lasers are pointing toward him now.
He's just revealed his position to 5 enemy. Like, this is now a shooting. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
he ran out of time, even though he heard the timer. But FOU will take all 3 maps.
Good job, FOU. Berserk putting up a good fight at the end there. Not much else to say about that.
Yeah, no, not really. It just they were able to counter the initial push from Berserk or that team. I need an actual pronunciation here.
Yes.
I thought it was Berserk, like that's what it standed for, but no, the actual team is just BRSEK. But FOU were able to shut down the initial push there pretty effectively and left it up to Vladic, and he just was not in the right place at the right time for him to be able to make any moves that could really help the team. So
I mean, the only move he could make was a fast push, down another lane, maybe
yeah.
along the lakeside. you know, hugging the cliffs, but even then, it would have been dicey, especially against 5 people.
Yeah, and so it's definitely FOU definitely came to play here, but they're definitely the more experienced team. BRSEK have been playing really well and ranking pretty well as well. Saying well a lot here.
It's fine. It's fine.
And so it's definitely a really good match to watch, regardless of the scoreline here. Final scoreline will be 4-12. Update that really quick. There we go. 4-12 here. Obviously in French Onward favor. My name is TFH. My co-caster here is SnooperFax. And a quick shout out to our sponsors that I haven't been able to do yet. Pro2 VR and VR Cover. I'm not going to go into too much, but both their products are really great. I use them personally, and so definitely check out their respective websites. Snooper, what are your final thoughts on this whole matchup?
I finally got to see BRSEK play, which was nice. A nice new green team that they definitely has some learning to do, but they know enough, and they put up a good enough fight that give them a few more matches, and definitely by the end of the season, they'll be mid-tier team for sure. And they just need to get their accuracy up.
And French Onward Union aren't a squishy team at all, so for a brand new team kind of coming into the league here with only 3 games and being able to put up a good game against French Onward Union is definitely something to attest to. So we'll definitely be seeing some really good stuff coming out of this Russian team. I don't think we've really had Russian teams before, so or at least like Slavic teams. Because they have like some Ukrainians and if you were part of the Soviet Union at one point, you're on this team.
Well, there's a lot of people who play Onward, and I mean, I've met people from Afghanistan, I've met people from India, I've met well, we met some people in China, but they didn't speak English, and let's just say they were very loud and obnoxious.
Probably safer areas than most.
Yeah, but my point is everyone around the world, you know, is getting into VR now, and we're playing with people from all over the world and actually talking to these people and interacting with them. So it's interesting to see all these teams form together and be like, yeah, I want to play in a competitive league
with people who speak my language. You know, it's like then that's really cool that, you know, the community is growing so big that they can consistently, like, you know, get 8 people together who all speak, you know, like the same language and can communicate with each other, even if you're in a country that's not really Onward's, you know, like top countries to play in. I haven't really met too many Russians in Onward before.
No, it seemed like a relatively full Russian team or all Russian team. They were communicating, they were talking.
It's kind of more, it's not really Russian, it's more Slavic. But
Eastern Bloc kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, they were communicating though. It wasn't, we need a team to play and we don't know how to talk to each other, you know, kind of thing. Like they were communicating, they were playing like an Onward team. So bravo to them, putting up a good fight against a relatively experienced team in FOU. So just, you know, learn from your mistakes, get better. That's what I tell all the new teams and new players. You know, you're only going to get better if you make mistakes and then ask, how can I fix that mistake?
Yeah, and being cast definitely helps that too, because you kind of get that cast vision, all-seeing, hopefully.
Yeah, and I mean, you get to see some things that you've never thought of before in the third person, especially if you're in the middle of the battle. You're like, okay, so that's what that angle does to me when I'm hiding here. You can see stuff like that.
Well, that's going to conclude our coverage of BRSEK versus French Onward Union. Like I said before, my name's TFH. My co-caster is SnooperFax. We hope you all have a great day. There's another cast going on, I believe, on OML 1. It might already be over. I'm not exactly sure.
No, it's still going on.
Oh, it's still going on. Okay, yeah, go definitely check that out if you haven't already. I believe that is being casted by Trip and Nightfire. Nightfire is actually running the desk this time rather than the the cameras. So be something definitely interesting to watch out for. We're gonna roll the credits here. Definitely everyone have a great day and a good week.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Cut him now. As the smokes come out, where do they help? The approach is happening right now.
Oh man, this gives me so much anxiety.